Y'all ready? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the podcast that never sleeps. Now kick back in your seat and witness greatness.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast Never Sleeps. I'm your host, Cam, a.k.a. Cam, a.k.a. it's your boy. And with me always is the handsome and very knowledgeable Jaw Resurrected, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Back in red.
Back in the saddle again. So if it's your first time at the podcast Never Sleeps, welcome. Happy to have you. Here we explore the new, the ancient, the mysterious, all with way too many pop culture references.
Yep. Lots of references.
Jared, what's up, Chase? Yo. Jared, will you do us the
There he
kindness
is.
and explain what we'll be diving into this evening?
Yeah, we've been leading up to this with a few episodes recently. The topic has come up. So we're just going to dive into it for a full episode. We're talking famous feuds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this could be celebrity feuds, this could be sports feuds, this could be feuds of fictional characters, who knows? But feuds that we all know a little something about, where two immovable objects clash, and the collateral damage is fun and entertaining for us to watch.
I dig it. Well said.
Yeah.
So that's fun. So everybody knows about a celebrity feud or three, right?
Yeah. Hey,
JB,
Jess.
what's up?
Yeah.
I say hi. What's up, Jack?
Oh, there's so many good ones. In just, trying to decide who to talk about. Like,
Yeah, I know.
we'll talk about a bunch, but
Yeah.
in what I wanted to dive into, I was like, well, oh, geez Louise. Like,
There's
I've
so
never
much.
watched celebrity gossip. It's just not something I've ever cared about.
Sure.
But my daughter and I, we threw on like a bunch of those celebrity fight, top tens or feud top tens, and we were going through them, and we were like, what? We didn't even know these two people even talked. They're hitting each other in a lobby somewhere. You know what I mean? There's like $200 million.
I don't know. Lady Gaga and
up.
Kate Hudson had a problem. Yeah,
It's
whatever
weird
it is.
stuff. Yeah, and it was great because we had talked about the Elon Musk thing versus Zuckerberg, which is hilarious. Just
So funny in
the
and of
fact that that's a
itself.
thing. Yeah. So some of these are really fun. So I'm excited to get into them.
Me too. Yeah. The hardest part was not even the research as much as
Yeah,
choosing which ones to
so
do.
many. Yeah,
There's so many.
You can go historical. I mean, you can go. There's so many through the ages.
On our production call, we mentioned.
Hey, Kat.
What's up, Kat? Kat in
Yeah.
the chat. On the production call, we talked about like Napoleon, like old, straight up ancient and old.
You could have the
feuds.
forefathers versus King James George or whatever. Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, there's so many, but I think the ones we settled on are good, are dope, are fun. So first and foremost, let's jump into it. What were you up to this week? Anything happen? You watch any good movies? See any good TV shows?
Oh, I'm sure. Nothing of note. Nothing memorable.
No.
No.
What are you watching right now? Like your go-to, do you watch The Boys?
So Goosebumps and Loki on Disney Plus are the two shows that came out recently that I was the most excited about.
Okay.
Goosebumps is over. They did it so well.
Really? I need to watch it. Yeah. Don't tell me about...
They created their own
that or
story
Loki.
using the classic books that we loved and grew up with. And they did it in such a fun way, and everybody's really great in it. So that was cool. It's a different take on those stories.
Justin Long was in it. I was like, what?
Yeah. He's hilarious. So that one is one that I looked forward to every week. And then Loki, we got one episode left, and it's the best Marvel.
I'm a few behind.
Yeah, best Marvel property in so long. Dude, it's
really?
Yeah, it's crazy good. It shows so much.
So
but I think the Marvels is going to bring everything together. That's what I'm hoping.
I'm not going to tell you, but they for the first time in Marvel history, they did a screening of the Marvels.
Okay.
They don't screen movies usually.
Yeah.
But they wanted to hear the audience reaction, and so they during a bunch of reshoots based off that. And also
that doesn't go well, in my opinion, right? We know that the Snyder Cut would have existed if it weren't for shit like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's a good idea.
No.
Because
people don't really know what they want is the crazy thing.
Yeah. Plus, you don't know anything.
No.
Like, who is this?
Who are these
small
people?
Group?
Yeah.
Yeah, basing
This
a
controlled group of
billion-dollar
families.
franchise off of 100 people just at random is stupid.
It's crazy,
The
but-
writers are professionals; they have a vision. The production crew has a vision. The director has a vision. The actors are the best at what they do.
Could you imagine?
Let them make their movie, and then let's see it, and then let the chips fall.
Could
where
you
they may.
imagine they make that movie, they see it, and they screen it, and the studio comes up to you and says, "Hey, Jared, your vision, that movie that you just created,
Right.
We want to change the ending.
It's
not.
stupid.
It's not happy enough."
Yeah, when is in history? When is that went well?
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
And this character didn't bode well, so get rid of this character entirely. Yeah, cut him out.
Yeah,
It's like, you know how much is going to be on the cutting room floor if I cut this entire character's story arc
let
out?
these guys do what they want to
It's
do.
crazy, dude.
Yeah,
It's crazy. But my point is, I heard through that because they screened it, the plot was leaked. I won't get into it, but I gotta say first off, the advertising, the marketing is very it's nothing like what the actual plot is.
really. Because
They make it seem like-
they make it seem like what the movie is going to be is the beginning of incursions and
Mm-hmm.
the beginning of crossovers between universes and the creation of the new team of Avengers. That's what I'm getting out of this preview.
The incursions thing for sure.
Yep.
I won't comment on anything else.
Yeah.
Just because that is sort of a given. But yeah, the incursions they're really focusing on. But yeah, dude, there's stuff that I thought, and I'm like, oh, they're not doing that. And there's stuff that I'm like, oh, they should do this, and they're not doing. So
Yeah, no, I think different universe characters are going to start meeting each other. I think we're going to get an idea of what this new team is going to look like. The fact that they redid, because there's a moment in the trailer where Nick Fury says, and I don't know who he's talking to, it might be Rambeau, but he says, "What are you prepared to do?"
Yeah.
And that is the same thing that he says to Thor in the first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
What are you prepared to do? And
Yeah.
that was the beginning of them becoming a team. And the Avengers becoming the Avengers.
Sure.
So if this line's being thrown in this film,
I think you're reading
with
too
Nick
much into
Fury,
it.
I think this is the beginning of the seed of the Avengers 2, if you will.
the new Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish you were right. We'll see, but I don't
Yeah.
think that's where it's trending.
We'll see.
We'll see. But so do you watch The Boys?
Of course, but I have not gotten the. I haven't watched the sub series that.
I don't know anything about that.
I'm fully caught up on the original
you?
series. Yeah,
Dude, what a great show.
I know. I was waiting for you to finish it.
finally
The
did.
Soldier Boy season. Yeah,
Soldier Boy's the best.
He's the best character ever.
When
it's so funny.
when Huey's talking to him.
Yeah.
And
because he's the worst.
he's the worst.
He's if
He's
Captain
the worst.
America was a bad
Was the
guy.
worst.
Yeah.
If
It's so
Captain
good.
America got all the fame and everything, but it went to his head and he
Yeah.
was just this jerk off. Yeah.
Because he's human. He's not this
yeah.
great,
No.
golden-hearted.
No, he was
great,
born
person.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he wasn't born like
Right.
Cool. So the best is when he's talking to him. He's like, no, yeah, I'll find him. He's like, we're gonna have to go on Google and get a GPS and find a cell network or something. He's like, buddy, you just made all those words up. So good, so good. Like the way he talks.
I like
everything.
when he meets Homelander. You're not sure if
He
this
says-
is a
he
good
says-
idea or
yeah.
not.
He's
And
like,
I love that he's like, ew, you're my son. You're like,
Yeah.
what a disgrace, like little whiny bitch you are.
Yeah, he's like,
like yes, because I hated Homelander. I wanted someone to put him in his place so bad.
I know, because he's
Yeah.
like, you're a shittier version of me,
Right,
And he's
yeah.
like, you think you look cool, pal? You're wearing a cape. And then he's like, no, I'm not. I'm the upgraded version of you.
Right, yeah.
And they
That's what
start
he
going
thinks.
at it. Yeah, that's what he thinks exactly. But
finally, somebody that can kill him. And then I like that they could give other people
yeah,
powers,
yeah,
and
you had
that
to do
our
that.
guy had.
And I like the
Homelander
powers they get. Yeah, basically. And I like how Huey gets the
Yeah, that makes
quotation
sense,
thing.
yeah.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a really great show.
Did you ever see the show on Netflix, the Power Pill or whatever it was with the clone? What was his name?
Nothing makes sense. Yeah.
The guy
power
that
pill with
became
the clone.
cloned. Well, he had the tattoo on his head and he doesn't have it anymore. The
Hitman?
most famous actor ever. He played Ray.
He played Ray. Oh,
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx?
Jamie Foxx, yeah.
Okay.
So Netflix made a Netflix-only movie.
Okay.
And I think it's called Power, maybe, or something like that.
Oh, where he hunts like
No, he takes they develop pills, and it's like a drug sold on the street, and whatever you take, it gives you a different power. You don't know what power it'll give you. It could just kill you.
Yeah.
But you can get a power from it, and it's only a short period of time.
Yeah.
He helped develop it as a Marine, and his power was like the most extreme of extreme. So they have his daughter, and he's going through trying to find the people that are actually manufacturing this, and it's military connected.
What was he a clone in? Why'd you say that? Is that part of the movie?
No, that's a theory out there in the world.
Oh, that Jamie
people
Foxx
think he is
died.
a clone.
Yeah.
That that's not really him anymore.
Okay, so yeah, you were
Yeah.
really just putting all these
Right.
things.
I was
Yeah,
trying to
that's
figure
funny.
out how
Yeah.
best to describe him.
Yeah.
But that is a big theory that we've talked about before on the show, that his tattoo artist said,
T-Livewire, what up, my guy?
I did the tattoo on his head,
Yeah.
and it's not there
Yeah.
anymore. So what
You can
happened?
get tattoos from it, but I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. You told me about that. That's weird.
It's just funny
Yeah.
whether it's true or not, because you can say anything.
yeah.
Who
Yeah,
fucking knows?
I know.
And if it gets views, does that mean it's
That's
true? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Speaking of getting views, those red eyes are doing good. I'm super stoked for yours.
Yeah. Exciting topics.
Yeah, I know. What do you say we wet these people's whistle and we show a little bit of some celebrity feud action?
Yeah.
Some fugue states.
I think it's a good idea. Yeah. Let's show some of the stuff that's been going on the past few years.
Okay, tell me when and where and how much.
Twitter beefs are one
Dude, I didn't even know, first of all, that what's her name was a housewife of Atlanta or whatever it's called. Cardi B. I thought she was just like a rapper. She came from this show.
She's a rapper from Brooklyn.
She's on this show before being a rapper. She was on Housewives of something.
Cardi B?
Yeah, watch this clip. Yeah, I didn't know this either because
I saw her. I thought it was a talk show that she was just on.
I thought they found her like doing underground rap stuff or something. I didn't know how she became famous. But no, look, this is her before she had this rap career.
Before she was famous.
thing, but sometimes celebs battle right out in the open. Want to know which rock star fistfight resulted from jealousy over a scene in Borat? Get your popcorn ready.
I remember
These
that.
celeb fights happened
That-
in public.
That's not really a celebrity fight, but the guy's like, he's like, so wrestling's fake, huh? And he's like, what you mean wrestling's fake? He's like, you think
Yeah.
wrestling's fake? And he's like,
Hits him, yeah.
we call that a slap or whatever. He's like, is that feel fake? And he keeps going.
Oh, I can't talk about it. Never mind. We'll talk about it later on in the show.
When we
This
get
reminds
there.
me of something later. Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
Much has gone down at the Oscars over the years, and yet
Yeah.
somehow the slap of Chris Rock by Will Smith may be the most heinous event that's
Seriously.
ever
On this
transpired on
video,
that
I
stage. Time will
stamped a
tell, but
couple
the
that I thought were really interesting.
Yeah.
So there's 2 minutes 55 seconds is the first one because this Will Smith one's still really fresh, and you know how much do we have to talk about them?
Yeah.
So 2 minutes 55 seconds I thought was an interesting one because I had no idea this took place.
Is this it?
Go for
appeared
it.
repentant in an interview with Beaver County Times, lamenting that his antagonism got in the way of conducting an important interview.
This is fun. Anytime people
Icelandic
fight this.
songstress Bjork doesn't seem
Bjork,
like the
yeah, I
sort of
remember
person
this.
to throw a mean punch.
What?
But all was not full of love when she initiated
Bjork
an attack on
attacked
reporter
this
Julie
woman. Look at this.
Kaufman.
Look at
In
her.
1996,
Look at her go.
Bjork's
Yeah, you
plane
never
had
seen
just
this?
Good for you,
landed in
Bjork.
Thailand
No.
when Kaufman declared simply, "Welcome to Bangkok."
7 minutes,
Seemingly out of
15
the blue,
seconds.
The petite Icelander turned into an army of me.
So 17 what?
15.
17,
So she's like, I'm sick of this shit, and just attacked this reporter,
For either
which is
party.
insane. Bjork.
Pamela
Yeah.
Anderson hasn't been the
love
luckiest in
Pamela.
love, and her quarreling ex-husbands are living
Look how
proof
young
of this.
she is. Oh my
Famously, she
God.
was
It's
married to
crazy.
the allegedly abusive Motley
She
Crue.
was like the hottest thing ever.
Then she set her
Yeah,
sights
she
on
invented
another
that look.
musician,
Yeah, oh yeah.
2000s rap
That's
rocker
the look
Kid
that
Rock. The Detroit
still to
Cowboy
this day
similarly
survived.
mistreated Anderson, reportedly becoming violently jealous due to her hilariously wild appearance in Borat.
What a
this
great-
history set the stage
Oh,
for the day
yeah.
Rock and Lee met at the
Oh my
VMAs
God.
Remember
in
that?
2007.
Where he
Borat?
tries to
Were
kidnap
high.
her. Yeah. It's like what a poor.
At the
Oh my
time,
God, she must
Rock
have been
and Anderson
terrified.
had
Terrified.
recently called it quits after a brief marriage.
Dude, he pushes the limits.
Yeah, this is Tommy Lee though versus Kid Rock. What is your? So yeah,
Lee took the divorce as an opportunity to apparently send Rock offensive
What a great
messages,
picture of Kid
according
Rock.
to The Sun. As reported by Today, this culminated in Rock assaulting Lee at the awards ceremony with one
They're the same person, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, what is this? What are
Fighting
these
yourself.
options? Like,
Yeah.
she could have pretty much anybody, right? Who knows? Unless you get close to her, really, though. She seems like one of the
seems
sweetest
lovely.
people of all
Yeah.
time.
She seems so delightful. You see that Netflix special?
Yeah.
She seems so delightful.
Yeah, and it's like, whoa,
What a
man!
pleasant
Like
woman.
you put these people in your atmosphere that just really fucking suck the life out of you, and pull you into these horrible situations. Because she was like really on her way up, and I get, during that time period, it was hard for women, especially in the entertainment industry, being taken seriously. But holy crap, was she really on her way up? And then all this she had to deal with.
Dude, did you saw Pam and Pam and Tommy,
And
so
then
good.
822 was one more that I thought would be interesting on this.
How good was Pam and Tommy though?
Yeah, just a great
really
show.
liked Seth
It
Rogen.
painted her as being amazing, and him as really being just a jerk.
Nuts.
So who
You
knows?
said 822?
Yeah.
That's basically where we are.
Maybe that's the one. No, let's see.
Of all the
No, this
public
one.
celeb altercations,
Remember this?
Solange Knowles attacking
Oh,
Jay-Z
yeah, of
is among the
course.
most infamous and meme-worthy. In 2014, Queen Bee attended the Met Gala with her
This whole
husband
thing,
and little
I
sister.
still don't know what
All appeared
happened.
to be going smoothly until
Yeah,
the trio
right.
hit an after-party. In footage published by TMZ, Solange ferociously attacked her big sister's
Fucking
hubby in an
family guy.
elevator. Solange can be seen confronting her brother-in-law before
No
launching a
way.
full-scale
I love that they
assault on
use
him.
this.
At first, she
They're
repeatedly
brilliant.
slapped
So
the rapper.
good.
Then, when a bodyguard pulled
My sister and I were just talking about that Family Guy.
Yeah.
All it is really is that reminds me of the time when I went to the store without my pants on.
Yeah.
And then it shows him at the store without
They
his
do
pants on.
remember the South Park episode where it's a machine and it's just words. It's
Yeah.
dolphins
Yeah,
that
yeah,
push
yeah.
balls like
Yeah.
into a thing, and it's just whatever words come out. That's the cutaway.
Have you seen this
funny.
most recent South Park?
Probably.
I don't know if it's the most recent, but it's like the most recent scandal surrounding South Park.
Oh,
It's
no.
about it's called the Panderverse, opening to the Panderverse or something.
I don't know.
Pandering like Disney. It's talking about how Disney panders, like we were talking about.
Oh
Basically.
no, maybe not. I
Dude,
don't think I've seen it.
Oh my God, it's everything we talked about.
Yeah.
literally everything we talked about.
That's
It's so
funny.
funny. It talks about Kathleen Kennedy, the Lucasfilms exec.
Yeah.
I was telling you about her, how
No.
everyone like hates her on the internet, that saying she ruined Star Wars, which in a lot of ways she did.
Yeah.
But it's Cartman there. It's Cartman dressed as Kathleen Kennedy from a different dimension.
Yeah.
And they think it's the actual Kathleen Kennedy. And so they'll be like, Kathleen, so this new Star Wars film, what should we do? And she'll interrupt, and every time she says, and 100 times throughout the episode, put chicks in it and make them gay and lame. Dude, he says it a million times. It's the funniest shit you've ever seen.
I like when he's the robot Osimo, and
course.
the execs get a hold of him in
Yeah,
Hollywood, and they're
yeah.
like, "What else, Os? Give us another idea." He's like, Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
and it's always an Adam Sandler video. Yeah. He's like fights a kangaroo, and he loses all his money, and then
Genius.
he
Yeah.
has punch drunk millionaire. I love it. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
And it's all Adam Sandler films, but
Yeah.
it is like the type of films he would make. It's just random things.
You
put
see
together.
this new one he has on Netflix?
No.
Dude, it's like, from what I
I've liked
saw
most
from the
of them so
trailer.
far.
Really?
All of them, yeah.
It's so
Where him
crazy.
and
Rob Schneider?
no,
David Spade?
No. The one where he's the married couple that solves crimes. It's really good.
Mystery. Murder mystery.
Sure, yeah.
Murder
I
mystery.
like those. The first one
I
and
love
the
the
second
first
one was good.
I didn't see the second one.
Yeah,
yet.
they're good. I liked
I like those. No, but I
Hubie
like
Halloween,
that first one.
even though he does like a stupid voice.
Which
I hate
one?
when he does voices. Hubie Halloween.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a good movie.
Wait,
that
that's
came
it.
out years ago.
He does.
Yeah, I hate the voice.
I hate it.
But it's actually a good
But-
Halloween movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the scene I saw, or the preview I saw, like he comes into the police station 20 times. I caught these guys outside of this. I found.
I don't
me,
like the voice.
I'm doing like Cartman.
I hate the voice.
I caught these guys outside trying to steal.
Dude,
Mom.
the water boy voice. I can't stand that. The movie's good and all, but I can't
it's
stand
tough.
it. Yeah.
What about Little Nicky? It's tough. The voice is tough, too.
I won't watch it. I've never gotten through the whole movie.
You know what movie I love him in? Funny People.
Yeah.
Just
Or
him
he's
being funny.
dramatic.
And how good.
All his dramatic movies end up being
Oh
very
my God,
good.
they're great.
Yeah.
Uncut Gems, bro.
Yeah,
You
that's
fuck
like-
with Uncut Gems?
Yeah, it's supposed.
Woo!
Yeah,
That movie was amazing.
Yeah, and hard to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
so
good.
tough.
Yeah.
It's one of those just roller coasters,
Yeah.
like a Ben Stiller movie. Just everything, one after the other, every problem.
And then before we dive in, I sent you another link of some other celebrity feuds.
Some more
Do
nonsense.
you remember when Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj were on American Idol? It was almost unwatchable because they just fought the whole
All they
time.
did was argue. I remember. Yeah,
Oh
I didn't
my
watch, but
gosh.
I remember that being in the zeitgeist.
This topic made me think of them. Oh my goodness, the two of them. It was so awful. And Nikki, I remember her saying like she was my idol and I looked up to her and I couldn't wait. I couldn't believe that I was going to be on a show with her. And the amount of divaness was so hardcore, and she didn't stand for it, so she had to say something, and so it was just nonstop.
Who was the what's her name was being the
Come
diva?
on, who do you think? Yeah, jeez Louise.
And then Minaj would be like,
The stories about her are just.
yeah, I
come
know,
on.
yeah,
Mariah Carey.
yeah.
Yeah, she's like when people make jokes about
Being
like
a diva,
divas, that's who they're
yeah.
talking about. It's all real. Like, I want a bathtub with only yellow M&Ms. Like,
Crazy
okay, like,
I guess you're Mariah Carey, but
60
fucking really,
interns
lady?
for 3 hours are going to
Yeah.
be making this bath. That she'll never
Separating
go in the
M&Ms.
room. She'll
Yeah.
never even get this because she'll be
Yeah.
late.
I heard a story just like that too, where somebody, it was a comedian, and they asked for, they needed a sort of like a step and repeat thing,
Yeah,
and they insisted on it.
that's weird.
And so everybody, the crew got together and they
Yeah.
put it together, and he didn't use it once. The
Right,
comedian. Just obnoxious.
You remember the movie where they're trying to get Adam Sandler's in it? Actually, they want their band to get famous, so they go in and
the
Brendan
best
Fraser
movie.
too.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
best.
They take over the radio station.
Of course, Steve Buscemi. Yeah. The Lone
Airheads,
Rangers.
Airheads.
Yeah, the Lone Rangers.
The Lone Rangers. So bad.
So great.
So yeah, that movie. So you remember when they're holding everybody hostage with the fake guns? How they ask for like a football helmet filled with like
So silly,
what is
yeah.
it? Cool Whip
Yeah.
and stuff.
Cool Whip.
That's what these guys are like. These divas.
Cool Whip.
Their list of demands. I feel like that's a
It's
diva.
that
Like
ridiculous.
it's imagine
I wanna-
having to pander to that.
I want a 1988 cover of signed cover of Def Leppard's. That's like
You're just
that's my
singing
impression
two
of
songs.
Airheads, yeah.
Why are we doing this?
that was my impression of Brendan Fraser asking for something crazy.
Yeah, that was Brendan.
Yeah, that was Brendan.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at these
Yeah,
fucking
let's see what these
crazy
feuds
people.
were. And if you have any good feuds, throw them in the chat. Her there. Look at her. That's Cardi.
Jesus Christ.
She was on that show.
Apparently so.
And she still is
I want to see her
that.
again.
That is so her. I love
What
her.
was the reason?
She's so good.
She's insane.
What was the
When we
reason?
normal
Yeah.
people have
She's insane.
friendships break up or we gossip about an ex-bestie, we're just called petty. When celebrities start throwing down, the fights are usually given a much juicier title.
Oh, look at that.
Feuds.
The
These
throwing
shows will often
shit.
throw some
She
shade,
wild.
regret it, and then make a public display of their
Yeah,
reconciliation.
the Taylor
Other
Swift one
times,
with
these
Katy
feuds-
Perry. That was a big feud.
I can't stand Katy Perry anymore.
Why?
She just annoys the shit out of me.
Oh, okay.
She just seems like she's trying to be like the coolest chick, and that makes her not cool.
You think
Because
so?
before she used to be cool because it was effortless. It wasn't. It was like I kissed a girl. Yeah, that's a song, whatever.
Yeah.
But now she's like, I kissed a girl, LGBT, and I'm fighting for it. Just be you. Just be cool. Like you don't have to make it a thing.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
You
that's
know,
annoying when
don't
people
make
do
a
stuff
thing a
like
thing,
Look
yeah.
at Chase. Hatless Jared entered the chat. That's hilarious. Yeah, no hat today. Going
Oh,
hatless.
I didn't even notice that. That's why you
Yeah.
look better.
Better, thank you.
Yeah.
Come on. I look great
That's why
with
your
a
hair
hat.
looks better, I said.
Yeah, that's true. You can't see my hair with the hat on.
It's harder. It's harder
It's
for
definitely
sure.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Look at Chase calling it out. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think it's been almost a full year. I wore the hat.
Well, you
so-
didn't cut your hair?
No, I just wore
you
a
just
hat
wore a hat
on
for
the
a full
show. Yeah, every show I wore the hat.
Yeah, I need a
for
haircut.
like a year.
I need a haircut bad. But
Thanks
dude,
for noticing, Chase.
Yeah, if you're still there. More Cardi B? Oh God, I can't look at Mariah Carey's face.
Let's go
Yeah, look at her.
completely unresolved.
Yeah, look at
Every
her.
now and then we
J-Lo.
just have to check in on these stories. Buckle up, guys, because we're taking a look at the status of some of Hollywood's
Who's prettier,
Oh my
Kylie or
gosh.
Kendall?
So I don't like when women change their
fake as-
entire
yep, yeah.
their entire look. I thought Kylie was really pretty in her own natural way.
And then she changed her entire face.
She's not a supermodel born like her
No.
sister, one of her, whichever one that is.
Kendall is a supermodel.
Not even. Kendall seems like a sweet girl to me, girl next door to me too. She does her whole thing and supermodels it up.
That's what I'm saying. Without
any of the but she doesn't have to get surgeries.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Kendall. She tried to
Kylie.
tried to change how she looked. And so to me, that made her less attractive.
No, it did change. She tried to make her face Kim's face.
Which is weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah, there's no need. You were pretty on your own.
But now the lips are here, the chin's different, the nose is different, the cheeks are different, everything's
This is
different.
always the problem, is women, they want to be pretty according to what other women think. Yeah. That is
men don't like that kind of shit. Yeah.
It's never like, I'm going to ask these men, should I do these changes? It's always my girlfriends. They all think this is a great idea.
Oh my God, you got to get lip injections. Like don't listen to me, babe.
Yeah.
Don't listen to her.
They're not taking men's opinions. And
Clearly.
yes, men will love it. But they'll probably still love it without all that, right?
Maybe more so.
You won't even
you won't know.
Notice the difference. You won't notice the difference. I promise you.
Yeah, but they do it for other women.
That's for
because
sure.
other women tell them to do it. Yeah, it's crazy.
And maybe there's just a lack of men willing to just say, "Wow, you're stunning," or "You are just so beautiful." And women never have a problem telling another woman, "You're gorgeous." Oh my gosh, I love this about you. And maybe because the source of the compliments come more from the women, they are listening to them more so than they are the men. Who knows? But they're not doing it for us.
I don't think it's quantity. I think it's quality as far as like how they take compliments. Because in their eyes, I'm saying, because I know I compliment women. I know plenty of guys that compliment women and
just
say, "Oh,
strangers," though, is what I mean. Like,
sure.
Yeah.
But if I go up to a girl in a non-creepy way, I'm like, oh my God, you have those beautiful
How hard
eyes.
is that though, right? And not a lot of men can do that.
Oh,
Like, just
I
be
see what you're
like, see a beautiful woman and be like, you are gorgeous. Your hair, oh my God, or your eyes or whatever. Not a lot of men will, but a woman will stop and be like, oh my God, you are. I see it all the time. When I'm with my fiance, women will stop her to tell her how beautiful she is. Strangers, right off the street.
Yeah.
How many men have the guts to really go up to strange women and, hey, you are, because it does come off creepy and it is kind of a scary prospect to most guys.
It's how you do it.
So
it's how
you
do it.
I think maybe that does have something to do with
Because girls who are like that pretty, I'll never, unless I'm dating them, I guess, I'll never tell them, oh my God, because they don't need to hear it. They know it,
But you'd be surprised how often they don't hear it because of that reason. People are too afraid to really approach the beautiful, flawless-looking woman and say, you are flawless. But they think they hear it all the time. They probably don't, because that exact reason.
Well, you said your fiance gets stopped all the time.
By women.
Are you saying just from men?
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
not
that's
from
what
men.
I'm saying. So if women are giving all the compliments and telling them what's beautiful about them, or, they're probably going to take their advice.
But what do you
more
think
so
they
than
hold more value in? Our compliments or their
But they're not
compliments from
asking
women?
us, right? That's usually not the case. They're asking their friends.
Which is weird.
And they're asking other women.
Backwards.
Yeah, or they see some
because they
flaw
know
in
the
themselves.
answer. If my girl comes to me and says, hey, I want to get cheek injections, I'll say, no, that's insane.
Right, it's silly.
If they go to their friend, they know, they'll be like, oh my God, you would look so good. Could you imagine you look like blah, 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 blah.
Right,
blah, blah, blah,
and that's the thing. And, but that's not attractive to. Yeah,
no,
it
they just want to hear
what you're going for.
They just want to hear what they want to hear, which is that they should do it and how good they would look.
Yeah, that sucks. So I don't know. Maybe PSA out there. You don't need it.
Ask men.
You're probably amazingly beautiful.
Or not.
Just stick with it.
A lot of twos
So
and threes
yeah,
out there.
so because of that, how Kylie looks now, if I knew nothing about her and just you showed me a picture and said, do you think she's which one's more beautiful? I think I like the more natural
me too.
beauty. So yeah, I'd go Kendall.
Me too.
She looks more natural, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
As if it matters what I think about them, but you know what I mean?
I'm
at
sure
all.
they're tuning in wondering, I wonder, which one thinks I'm cuter? Yeah.
I think both of you are beautiful as you are. Don't change anything. How about that?
Stop changing shit.
Yeah.
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 But
Wherever
all
you're
right,
at,
Feuds.
stick with it.
So do you want to watch a little more of these videos?
I think I just started a feud with Kylie.
Kylie, yeah.
Me and her, we'd be feuding.
Kendall, you and I are cool though, right?
Yeah.
So you want to start talking feuds?
Dude, yeah. Is there any interesting ones on this video? Or you just want to jump in?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen this video.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh.
Yeah, it's called Famous Feuds. So I was
Biggest
like,
feuds.
fuck,
And things
let's see what
might
they have
get
to
rough.
say.
Khloe Kardashian versus Jordan Woods versus
Let's
Kylie
take
Jenner.
it. Let's
We
do
all
it.
know
There
the
we go.
I don't know any of those people.
Story
Except
in
Chloe.
February
Bullshit,
of
we just talked about
2019,
them.
the rumors were swirling of
It said Chloe and who else?
Chloe, Kylie, and Jordan, who we don't know.
I heard Jordan.
We didn't mention
hear
Jordan
Kylie.
yet.
Okay.
Khloe Kardashian's fiance Tristan Thompson was cheating on her with 21-year-old Instagram model and Kylie Jenner's BFF, Jordan
Ouch.
Woods.
she's
Social
not
media
even
was
cute.
ablaze with this one. At first, Jordan denied it, Tristan denied it, Khloe blamed Jordan for everything, and Kylie didn't know what to do. Then
Yeah, look how
Jordan went
weird
on Red
Kylie
Table
looks.
Talk
She's so
and
different.
spilled the tea.
On the way out, he did kiss me.
And it was addressed a bit
On
on
the
keeping
veg.
up with the Kardashians,
So yeah,
too.
so in real life girl talk, that means they
Jordan
went all
moved-
the way, right? Because that's
1,000,000%.
yeah, because they always
They underplay,
They
yeah,
put
yeah.
by like at
Yeah.
least 80%. They cut it down, so
Yeah.
it's like.
How many guys have you slept with?
Oh my
3.
gosh,
All right, times
yeah.
that by 5, add 6. Yeah.
So while I was walking out, he just quickly turned me around and pecked me on the cheek.
So you spent
you guys,
you spent a week a weekend together.
You did
yeah.
under the clothes stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
You got it's at least 80%.
No, yeah, I just walked by him, so you did over the clothes stuff. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So that sucks. Wow.
So women are liars and they get too much fucking plastic surgery.
That's true. Yeah, I guess we're taking it too far.
We're going in.
No,
yeah.
I think this is helpful. Yeah, this is not coming from a place of anger or anything. It's
I'm furious. I'm coming.
it's truly like, wow, women are so beautiful. Stop messing with it.
Isn't that great? Women are so beautiful. Everything about them. Like,
Yeah, stop messing with it.
it's incredible.
Yeah, you don't need to mess
It's incredible. Like, why is like my spine? You know how like in the back. Why is it's a spine? Why are girls have like pretty backs? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and they're like soft.
Yeah,
and smell good.
everything about them.
and,
They're not
yeah.
full of hair and shit.
Right.
Like,
It's like
yeah, they smell good. Yeah.
it's like genetically we're engineered to.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and predisposed
Yeah, I guess
to
that
trying
makes
to
sense.
make babies.
Yeah, I
But
guess.
yeah, but not all of us.
No, and that's curious too.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah.
Not that it's.
I know
What
what are we trying to do here? Jesus.
Not that it's strange.
Yeah, women are terrible, and gay people shouldn't be gay. Yeah,
Yeah, this show's great today.
off the rails, yeah.
Well, we're talking feuds. Maybe
Yeah, we're starting
a feud.
feuds.
Yeah.
shit. But no, that is weird. Especially, and then we'll end this part right here.
Weird, I guess, is fine because how could it possibly? Because you can't have change, right? You can't have growth or development without some
change.
sort of change.
Sure.
So, and in all honest truth, I think we're heading to a place where nobody procreates, where we are all just.
That's what it's seeming like, right?
Yeah, well, we become some sort of species that creates our own, that perpetuates our own species, like chemically or medically. I think that's kind of where we're headed.
Unfortunately, it's
Like the
seeming that
gray
way.
aliens,
Gray
you know,
aliens.
they have no reproductive organs, based on whatever leak data we have.
Yeah.
So how are they making more? They're making them. They're just
What if they're
making
like
'em.
platypus, where they like the duck-billed platypus, where they lay eggs and like have mammaries with
So
milk?
if you believe those those little aliens found in Mexico, the petrified aliens, they had
Yeah.
eggs in them. Remember?
That's what made me think.
That
of it.
could be, and
It's plausible.
Regardless of what you think of that, I watched an entire documentary background of all of the 20 different scientists from around the world that verified that those things were real. Let's just say they are.
Yeah.
Eggs, maybe so. That would suck. I really don't want to lay eggs. I'm glad I was born during this time.
As a human, yeah.
Yeah, just as doing it this way.
Women are like, fuck you. I want to lay eggs instead of having carry a baby around for 9
I'm
months.
sure
and
it's
push
just
them out.
as awful.
a
Growing
little
an
egg,
egg and
right?
getting it out.
What is it? A fetus just covered in an egg? Is that what we're
Right, yeah,
talking?
I'm guessing something like
If
that.
that's the case, that sucks. If it's a little egg that pops out, then it grows into a thing. But I guess the eggs are inside. Whatever,
Ugh,
dude.
It all seems awful.
Yeah,
but
even-
it does happen inside your body. That's
Yeah,
weird.
Yeah. Mammals just don't lay the eggs.
If you really think about it, we're weird, man.
Super weird.
Yeah, and if I was an alien, I would totally study us. I'd be
Oh my
like,
god,
what the
I'd be so
hell?
fascinated.
they're like apes, kind of, but like they like have eggs, but in their bodies, like, and then.
And
like
even just our social stuff.
They're born and they can't do anything. Like they have no ability to feed themselves. They can't move.
Yeah, they're born useless. Yeah,
they're just like this fat little blob that can't do anything without even any
just
kneecaps.
Spits, shits, and vomits. Yeah,
yeah, it's weird.
These horrible little monsters.
Yeah.
And then they get older and they look in the mirror a lot.
And then they think they can run the world.
Yeah, and they put minerals on their face and they do all this weird shit. Yeah.
It would be a fascinating
They take whale fat
Yeah.
and wash their bodies in it. Like these people are insane.
They create weird
These things
stuff.
are nuts. Yeah.
Why do they need to talk to somebody on the other side of the world in video form? Like, why is that important?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Why is so many resources for that?
Yeah.
As we podcast.
Weirdo. Yeah, I know, right? Freaking weirdos.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
Why do we do these things? Why is this important?
I know. So much weird stuff.
Yeah.
Chapstick, like just so many little weird things.
Yeah.
Why does that girl have 3 different flavors of fucking chapstick?
Yeah, it's important that she enjoys the way her lips taste.
To
but there's like a
herself,
war going on, like not too far away.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
So yeah,
we're wild.
In this household, there's these guys are making dinner. In this household, this woman is hasn't fed her kid in 3 days. Crazy.
Weird
I don't know.
stuff going on out there.
Weird stuff going on. I was trying to find a positive and negative, and I don't want to get too crazy negative.
Yeah.
With like, and this person's beating up his, I don't know.
Who knows?
So, all right, let's watch a little more of this, and let's talk some
Out of
feuds,
Kylie's place
some
or
feud
got
states.
kicked
That
out, and we're
seems
still
like a
not sure on
horrible
that one. As of June
situation. I didn't
2019,
realize it was
Kylie
that
has essentially
awful.
made up with Jordan,
Yeah.
though they'll never be 100% BFFs like they
Your
were, and
sister's
blames
best
pretty much everything
friend
on Tristan.
hooks
As for
up with
Chloe, in June of
your
2019, Chloe
husband who you have
reportedly
a
never
baby
wants
with.
to see Jordan.
Yeah, ex-husband.
And with how public their lives are, there is no way that's never coming out. You know it's coming out.
Oh
You
my
know
God.
it's going to happen. So at some point you're going to have to face up. So why do it? That's another fascinating thing. Why? Why did they? There's a billion people out there in the world. Why did it have to be that girl who undoubtedly you will be caught with?
Because that's how it is, like you
That's
hook up
so
with
bad.
like girls from work and stuff because you're around them often. You know what I mean? And you shouldn't, but that's just sort of how it goes.
Your sister, so you're married and have a kid, and your wife's sister's best friend, who's part of like your family, pretty much.
Yeah,
that's really bad.
Let's talk about a crazy relationship.
That's bad.
So
You know it's happening. You know she's gonna find out.
Yeah.
Like how horrible.
Yeah.
It just rips the whole family apart.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I wonder what that feud was like.
Yeah, famous feud. So Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
So they were married
There's
for a time.
feud. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a feud. And
Which
then
is, I see. I know
so how
of it.
tell me how much you know.
Nothing. I just know that they went to court.
Do you know
I don't
why they
even
went
know
to court?
why they went to court. I just know that it was embarrassing, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
both had to like lay their lives out on display for everybody.
Depp asked for cameras to be in the courtroom. So here's what happened. Yeah.
well,
So here's what happened.
Great.
Is John Joseph Depp? No. So Johnny Depp was married to Amber Heard, and so
Yeah. The chick from
Drive Angry and Superbad Aquaman is probably what you're thinking of.
Super Bad.
Yeah.
What? What was she in that?
She's his girlfriend, the teenager, the high school girlfriend.
Wait, what?
Yeah. She's in Never Back Down. She's the girl, the blonde.
Wait. Super Bad. The girlfriend.
Nope. I don't know why I said Superbad.
Okay.
Pineapple Express.
Thank you. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that makes
Yep.
more sense. Okay, got
You
it.
like Emma Stone? Like, ooh,
No, it's like it's not. If it's not Emma Stone, then it's that other weird
that
looking
girl
one.
who's never been in anything since.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So
Okay.
there's this op-ed that comes out, and it's speaking about how power is controlling in Hollywood and all this stuff, and
Okay.
how it was like during the Me Too movement, right? And then she comes out, and there's pictures of her. There's a video of Johnny Depp slamming cabinets and yelling and screaming, and then she comes out leaving the courthouse after getting a temporary restraining order, a TRO, against for DV against Johnny Depp. And so there's pictures of her outside of the courthouse with a big bruise on her face, dude. and everybody's
just thinking about Johnny Depp. Does he seem like the guy that would do that kind of stuff?
He to me seems like the most chill motherfucker ever.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, but you never know behind closed doors.
You don't know.
But
you don't know.
yeah, he does kind of seem like
he seems very non-confrontational.
Yeah,
he does.
He does seem like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Frankly, sorry, darling, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the other room drinking the rum. Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
I was late again, was I?
Yeah.
I could see that.
For sure.
I can't see him slamming cabinets and stuff, but yeah.
Come here, you fucking bitch.
Plus, you don't know how
I don't
hardcore, like,
shit gets wild and crazy. Yeah.
Enough of that rum, you can become another person.
Facts.
So go ahead.
And he did drugs, So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Which she
there's
admitted
factors.
to doing, or she had said he did?
So at this point, she, he's had problems in the past that were like public.
Okay.
So the public.
So we know
knew.
he's got a history of some
He had
stuff
some
going on.
history of doing drugs.
Of an illness.
Yeah. And so, so she comes out big bruise. Next thing we know, she's on all these publications saying, my story, my truth, blah, blah, blah. And that's another thing I want to talk about at some point, but not this episode. But
what was her end game here? She was just trying, because you don't have to do this publicly. If he's hurting you, you get the restraining order or whatever, you get out.
So she was getting a divorce.
Yeah.
If she's getting beaten and battered,
Yeah.
she's going to get a lot more money in the divorce.
Oh,
it is
so
a possibility.
He had more money than she did, and that was part of the proceeding.
Yeah.
Okay. So she wanted to prove I needed to get out of this because I'm in danger.
Yes. Okay. So
I was wondering why make it public at all? Like,
yeah.
'Cause that's
Yeah. So her net worth is probably $1 million divided Johnny Depp's net worth is probably 1 million times $1 million. That's nothing. Hundreds of million times hers. She's like not rich.
Okay.
She was not getting a lot of work. And then next thing you know, she's at the top of the world. The ACLU, the civil rights Liberty Union about the domestic DV and stuff.
Yeah.
She was an ambassador for them. So she's this battered woman who came out on the other side looking good on top.
Okay.
And she just donated her $7 million divorce settlement. $3.5 million to the ACLU, $3.5 million to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
Whoa.
She said.
So if not doing it for money,
she said I didn't.
She
want,
was just trying to break free.
She said I wanted nothing. I just wanted him to leave me alone. Stop beating me up.
That sounds honorable.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
So then Johnny Depp says, "Nope." he says nope.
Wait a second, a lot's happened.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't weighed in yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so he's like,
wait.
I'm suing you for defamation of character.
Good. Okay. So if it's not true, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that we know what really happened here.
Because he was kicked off of Pirate 6.
Yeah.
Yep. Kicked.
Damn, I wanted that movie. I mean, not at the expense of some woman being beaten at home.
Of course not. Yeah.
But holy crap, that'd be great. I love those movies.
Kicked out of the Fantastic Beasts series. Too big for franchise.
Yeah.
You're not as much.
He was Grindelwald.
I don't care.
Wasn't he? Grindelwald?
I couldn't give a fuck.
Grindelwald ended up being a different guy, but he could change his face. Is that how they...
He was a different guy because they had to fucking recast.
That's what I'm saying. He could change his face. That's why they made him able to change his face, is because
they had to recast.
him.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So they're like, no, he just had this power.
Yeah, he could always just change his face.
He was doing it the whole last movie. You guys
what the heck
notice.
is wrong with He Who Cannot Be Named? What's his name?
Lucifer?
Yeah.
Lander.
Zorban?
Zorro. Yeah.
Is it
Lancelot. I'm pretty sure it's Lancelot.
What?
Vladimir.
Yeah.
Voldemort.
Yes. Vladimir Voldemort. He could have changed his appearance. Obviously, if that's a power in the repertoire, he didn't have to look like a snail.
I remember he said he wanted to be the most hideous thing on the back of a person's head.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to do that.
Harry, if only I could be the most hideous thing. Yeah,
Wait, who's talking?
Yeah. Remove the turban, let him
5
see
minutes
me
later,
for who I really am.
I still don't know what's happening. I just see a fucking man on your head.
You don't get it yet. I'm him.
I'm pointing at myself. You can't tell, but
I'm him. Yeah.
Now I'm flipping you off real good.
You know the guy they warned you about? That's me.
Yeah.
I tried to kill you as a baby. What a psycho.
Yeah,
but
I'm
again,
fucking twisted.
if Voldemort would have won that battle, it might have been a completely different story. It might have been, I was trying to save the world from these evil parents, and then they imbued their baby with some weird power that
history is written by the
down.
victors.
Exactly,
yeah, absolutely.
And his punishment for using
This
such dark
Antichrist,
magic was the scar all across his face.
Yeah.
But luckily, I was
his
able
entire
to survive.
his entire face was scarred. Yeah.
And that's because he used such dark magic. Yeah.
And he was on the back of some guy's head, not me.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
But and he tried to kill a baby, not me.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Man.
Yeah. So Johnny's like, no, I'm suing you for defamation of character.
Yeah.
Because you're saying stuff that I'm claiming I'd never
Whether he did it or not, though, he would probably do that, right? So we don't know. We need the facts. Right?
No.
Do we get the facts?
If he did it, suing and putting all this stuff publicly would be precarious if you aren't innocent.
Well, let's think of from his point of view, like his team. Let's say he is this monster.
Yeah.
They're like,
funny you use that term.
How much of this can she prove? And to be like, probably none of it. Okay. Then let's fight back, and this way we can save face and save your career at the same time. So let's countersue. Boom. So we need the facts.
Amber is countersuing. So as soon as
suing and then a countersuing. So everyone's suing.
He's suing for defamation. She's countersuing.
Okay.
And
this is still going on.
No.
Okay.
Case is over.
So we know.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So I'm
excited.
He was suing for like 70 million. And then she's countersuing for like 120. It's very funny. The woman who wants nothing.
And she's like, 80 of it's going to go to... Yeah. And then the other 40's going...
But that's admirable. She donated every penny to... So she really didn't want money,
but
right?
she sits on the board of both of those charities. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Well, they're NPOs, so I don't know how much she would make off that. But she had $7 million, but she uses it to get in the ACLU. That'd be insane. That'd be insane. But so anyway, good for her, right?
Yeah.
This poor battered woman, and now this guy is going to try and come at this poor woman. And so what happens is the trial begins, and it's televised. So everybody's like, oh my God, tuning in, right? Mm-hmm. And
yeah, I guess you'd have to. I didn't, but to me it seemed like so much work. Like, so I'm glad that you're telling me like a condensed, abbreviated story version of the story. Yeah, because I just remember hearing about it way too much.
Yeah.
And then like I think at the same time, this is when we found out aliens were real. And I was like, guys, aliens.
Guys, aliens. What are you, Owen Wilson?
Aliens, guys.
Wow, guys, you'll never believe it.
Wait.
Back there, aliens.
So my son's safe? Or I don't know how far you are in the series.
In what? Oh, Loki, yeah. I probably had something to do with jet skis.
Oh, you haven't gotten there yet?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's paid
but
off.
But there's there, so I'm assuming I'm right.
Yeah.
Because you don't just... How ridiculous would that be if you just fucking introduced... jet skis. In the 90s, they created the most streamlined of
It's funny how into it he is.
Vehicles.
Yeah, he's a car salesman of jet skis.
He's a jet ski salesman?
Because
that what he is?
But like, you know how car salesmen are, like how they're
smooth leather interior.
Right. They really are into it. Yeah. That's him. Yeah,
that's funny.
Someone wants an RV at some point, and he's like, "Well, the jet ski has always been called the thinking
RV
man's
of the
RV,
the RV of the water,
the thinking man's RV."
Yeah, that's great.
It's brilliant. Yeah, that's fun sales
funny,
tactics. Yeah, the thinking man's RV.
Yeah, that is great. I like the RV of the water.
I wonder if he improvised that.
But I guess a houseboat would be.
No, yeah. The point was, he was like,
no, I get it. He's just trying to.
No,
everything.
You don't want an RV.
Yeah. Let's talk the case.
Yeah.
So, Depp v. Heard. The trial began on April 11th and ended on June 1st, 2022. That ruled on allegations of defamation between formerly married actors Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Depp, as plaintiff, filed a complaint of defamation against defendant Heard, claiming $50 million in damages. Heard filed counterclaims against Depp, claiming Dame Judi Dench, claiming $100 million in damages.
Woo! That's a lot of damages.
A lot of damages.
Yeah.
So,
and I wonder where those numbers came from.
Yeah.
Amber, we're going to give you this film
Innocuous.
for $100 million. Wait. You're involved in all this? Never mind. $100 million movie, which no one gets paid.
No, yeah. That's where Depp's thing came from, because he got released from those two movies. He got paid $25 million.
Yeah,
for the
he's
last
got a claim.
Pirates.
Yeah, I would love to see
asking for 50 for getting kicked off of two things where you get paid $25 million makes sense to me, right?
Yeah.
That maths.
Yeah, plus any future
chat?
earnings. Yeah, I mean, he's one of the biggest stars in the world.
Oh, yeah.
He was probably going to get a Marvel role at some point. Let's be real. He would have been something.
Was he?
Swashbuckler.
Did he do like a... I guess 21 Jump Street is the only thing he did.
He plays another pirate.
As a cameo. Yeah, he just plays pirate.
He is
Jack Sparrow. Yeah, that's great. There's Chase. Finally, defamation. Oh, he's just being nice.
No, that's not the word he used.
Defecation.
He said defamation. Yeah, more like defecation.
Hashtag Amber Turd.
Yeah, even not knowing anything about the case, I know about that. Yeah,
what?
Everyone knew
what do
about
you know?
that. The claim that's what she did. Yeah.
She took a shit on his bed.
Gross.
They claim.
Yeah. What an awful thing to have to admit in court, even though you're not the one that did it. Like, I would still try and protect her from that. I don't care what she's suing me for or what she's calling me in the public. She'd call me like all kinds. I would still keep her secret on that. Dude, I would be like, I just can't.
Dude, the way he explained it too, he really was trying to like, make it seem not as bad.
I'm surprised his team was like, yeah, we better lean into this hard. Like, we really want the people to know that she did this. Well, like, I would just never want that to come out.
Because they have to, here's the thing is they're claiming that not only is Johnny not this abusive monster,
right?
But there is an abuser in the relationship, but it's Amber.
Yeah.
So they have to drive that point home.
Weird that the abuser would come out with this story and a lawsuit and all of this. And you're saying the divorce was the impetus here, though, that the divorce was going to happen before she came out with all this information. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, no, there you go.
Yeah. So check this out, man. It gets so crazy. So basically, that's she's suing, they're suing, and it goes. They start getting. You just see their lawyers first, right? You have this strong team behind Johnny, and then you have these nutcases behind Amber. Here's the problem: Amber's claiming like hundreds of instances of abuse. Yeah. She couldn't come up with one piece of evidence saying, here's me abused. Yeah. And the problem is she took pictures of everything.
Okay.
So if there's a bruise on her arm, she took a picture of it.
Okay.
And there's even one point where she literally takes a picture of the bruise on her arm.
Yeah.
And you see her just like this, just like my screen right now, right?
Right.
You see the bruise on the arm she sends to her mom, and her face is in the picture.
Yeah.
And this is where Depp's team just goes in on her the whole time. Camille Vasquez is, it was Ben Shue and Camille Vasquez. Camille Vasquez is this hot little number, this little Latina attorney, right?
Okay.
And so, which is smart having a woman,
obvious move, yeah.
Obvious move.
Yeah.
But, so she's like, that's you pointing out a bruise on your arm, right? She's like, yeah. She's like, and this is on October 15th, whatever. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I don't know. I don't believe.
Yeah.
She's like, this is the day after the blah, 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 which was on the 14th, where you, the day after he punched you so many times that you lost consciousness and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, yeah. And she's like, okay. So I see the bruise on your arm you're pointing to. Do you see any bruises on your face or anything on your face? So that's the crazy thing that she would do, is she would have evidence that was not evidence. It would prove the opposite. Another example is she said he stepped on my back, and was holding me on the ground.
Yeah.
And the next night they're like, this is you at the Mordecai premiere in a backless dress.
Yeah.
And you're fine. And she can't keep her story straight. Everything she says is crazy or mixed up. Like, here's one thing she said. Tell me where, if this sounds odd to you, and why.
Okay.
She says, she's telling the story. Yeah, no, at the Mordecai premiere. Yeah, I remember. And after I left, I was checking with a mirror to see if I had any bruises after I left the premiere.
Okay.
Does that sound odd to you at all?
Well, girls use makeup to cover up bruises a lot. So and when you go to those like red carpets, you're covered in it. So there's a way to hide bruises on a backless dress, I think.
So then what are you looking for on your way home?
To see if like the makeup was got rubbed off and was revealing a bruise.
Let's also back up. She never said she put makeup on her own back because that's impossible.
No, but you have a whole team when you go to those events.
Yeah, she didn't. And she even said she didn't put makeup on her back.
Okay.
So no makeup on her back. She's just looking to see if the bruises were visible while leaving the premiere.
Okay.
What's wrong with that story?
I don't know.
You wouldn't check before you fucking went with the backless dress to the premiere? You wouldn't check before to see if there's visible bruises? You check when you're leaving the event?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
That's not ass backwards, Steele?
It's not a smoking gun.
No smoking gun.
Yeah.
Is that not ass backwards, though?
I don't know. Did she say, I didn't check before? She actually said that? She goes, I didn't. Or did she say, I would just remember a moment where I was checking for bruises?
Well, during her testimony, she made it very clear. I tested blah, blah, blah after the premiere. So they said, you tested after. So you didn't test before then. This is your testimony. You said you looked for bruises afterward.
Okay.
So she can't go back and say, oh, no, I looked before too, and this and that. No, so she has to stick to what she said. And that's the thing with lying is you get caught up in your lies.
Okay.
And she did. And so I got some videos and I got some evidence here. But just a few things I want to touch on. So the evidence, she basically had none. So for all these alleged abuse allegations, to not have any real evidence, and even stuff where pictures were taken and they had experts show that it's put through like photo editing software.
Uh-oh.
This is not good. This does not look good.
That looks bad.
Yeah. And so basically her goal was to rely on her testimony because that's really all she had.
Okay.
She didn't have voice memos or videos. She didn't have anything except her testimony and then the one person who would back her up, which is her sister, who would lie blatantly for her.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and by the way, all the friends and stuff in the group said about Whitney, Amber's sister, was Amber's punching bag. So they said she basically was her punching bag. So of course she's going to lie for her on the stand, right? But so she overreacted and contradicted herself the entire time. She would make crazy claims of being beaten so bad that her nose was broken. She had 2 black eyes, a split lip.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't have a picture of any of that.
Okay.
And then
yeah.
And then they would, because she's a public figure, she would say, oh, I got, boom, 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 broken nose, 2 black eyes, split lip. It shows her the next day on a talk show. Perfect. Not an issue. Every single time, too. Every single time, she said they'd have pictures, they'd have receipts the next day.
Yeah.
This is you, right? And you look fine. And here's another thing Camille Vasquez did that was so brilliant. She would mention these things like, okay, so in this picture, do you have you got beaten up and blah, 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 right? So this is a picture of you the next night. And she says, you have a split lip here, correct? And it's clearly she doesn't.
Right.
And Amber would be like, yep, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then she'd be like, and you have 2 black eyes, and you have 2 black eyes at this point, correct? And she'd say, yep.
Okay.
And then at one point she said, I don't see anything. And she's like, oh, it's called makeup. And she's like, and makeup gets rid of swelling? She's like, no, ice gets rid of swelling. She's like, ice gets rid of swelling? She's like, no, it reduces swelling. It's like, oh, so okay, lady. But here's what Camille did, the lawyer, that was so brilliant, is she wouldn't just say like, you don't have 2 black eyes in that picture. Your lip isn't split in that picture. What she would do is she would say, you said you got beaten, nose, black eyes. This is the day after, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. And this is another picture from another angle of you that same night. And this is you the next night. And so she would let the jurors put it together in their head.
Okay.
So basically, if I were to say, Jared, I think your sister's a shitty driver.
Yeah.
You would come to me and you'd probably defend her. Be like, no, she's a pretty good driver. She's, that's my sister. She's a good driver. But that's me giving you a conclusion.
Right.
If I let you come to the conclusion yourself, and for example, I say, hey, has Melissa ever gotten into a car accident? You're like, yeah, she just got into one last week.
Yeah.
Has your sister ever, or is that the only time your sister's ever gotten into a car accident? No, she actually got into a few last month also.
Yeah.
And she got a ticket too. Oh shit, maybe my sister's a shitty driver, you know? Right. So if you come to that conclusion, it's a lot stronger in your head, and you won't like debate it. So she would let the jury come to the conclusion instead of just saying, you clearly don't have 2 black eyes in this picture. She would just say, okay, so this is the night after, right? It was very, very clever on her part.
Okay.
So anyway, she also, the evidence that she did have, a lot of it was faked. She would
yeah, that's a bad idea,
dude. She's
a lot of this does seem like if she had the right makeup team and she was really trying to hide it, that it's possible to hide it. Think about what we can do nowadays with makeup and such. Yeah. So like none of this to me is definitive, but if you are providing fake evidence, that looks really.
Here's one thing: it was a glass table, and there's a beer, like a glass of beer or something, and 3 lines of cocaine, right?
Yeah.
And you look at the table, and it's like spotless, except for that. It's so clearly staged. There's no residue from like somebody snoring or anything.
Yeah.
It's clear as like just all clear. And the lawyer obviously points all that out.
Yeah.
It's clearly staged. Another one where she got her back stepped on, right?
Yeah.
She said so hard that it broke the bed, which is insane. But she had a picture of it, and the bed is broken.
Okay.
But it's not broken like this. It looked like somebody took a knife to the edge and just scraped it. And is literally what it looks like. Just scraped to break it. And in the picture, you see a pocket knife on the fucking bed.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, she's just so bad at it. She's so bad at faking evidence.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude, it was insane. So another thing that she faked and lied about was TMZ. So she said that she didn't want her lawyer, she wanted Johnny to find out through her team, right? And not through TMZ, who she alerted, but she claimed she didn't alert. But then a guy from TMZ came on and testified and said, no, we got it directly from the source. We knew what side of her face to picture she was going to stop and pose. She called us and told us that she was going to be outside of the Los Angeles courthouse.
Yeah.
And which way
they
to
do
face.
that crap. Yeah.
And she lied about that. She lied about everything. Here's the problem. The main issue and why she got so much hate on Twitter and everything is because she wouldn't take accountability for anything, even small stuff.
But she did have bruises like to take pictures of or no?
Sort of. So like that bruise on TMZ, there's this thing she calls her bruise kit that she uses to make bruises. So here, let's watch.
To make bruises?
To make bruises. And that's what a bruise kit is in film.
Okay.
It's to create bruises, not to cover them up. But here, watch this, dude. Some of this shit is crazy.
Scamber Turd exposed herself yet again. And this time, one of the pictures she uses evidence against Johnny is turning against her. She presented this picture in...
So check it out. This is one, she's like...
Who took the picture?
She did.
How?
What do you mean?
How did she take that picture of herself?
No, that's of Johnny.
Okay. I was like, holy shit.
She set the camera up and like, no. That's a picture of Johnny.
Okay.
So she took a bunch of pictures of him sleeping, saying he's on the nod.
Okay.
And it just looks like a girl taking a bunch of pictures of this guy.
Yeah.
And
he's obviously wasted.
Yeah, but here's the weird thing. Like the ice cream you'll see is completely upside down. It's not like it spilled or fell. It's completely upside down.
Yeah.
And he's right-handed, and his right hand is in his pocket.
Okay.
It's like staged. She stages all this shit. But here, watch. And don't just take my word for it.
Court of Johnny passed out trying to show his drug addiction. But what she didn't realize is in the bottom left corner is none other than a bruise kit. Y'all remember when Amber was on the stand and accidentally revealed that she used a bruise kit?
I used a bruise kit.
Yeah, Amber really screwed up bad. So people have been doing some digging and it's looking like a Ben Nye bruise kit. For your own evidence to turn against you, that's just sad. And not only that, but people are questioning if this photo of the spilled ice cream is real or if she staged it. There are some really fishy things about this picture. For example, he's not holding the ice cream, but it's sitting perfectly upside down on his lap. I mean, wouldn't it end up falling on the ground? And the spoon didn't fall on the ground either. And also, he is right-handed, but as you can see, his right hand is sitting deep in his pocket. What do you think about the bruise kit? And do you think she planted the ice cream? Let me know.
Ooh, that's
weird. If you want to cover up a bruise, you obviously put foundation first, concealer, and then on top of that, I used a bruise kit. Not a bruise kit. It's a theater makeup kit, correction kit, but I called it my bruise kit.
So you edited out the portion
real quick. So here's the thing: is she can't like help herself. She's so bad, the bruise kit. But so a woman did a TikTok where it said, "Well, obviously you put foundation." So she puts foundation on, and then you put the corrector on, whatever. Literally, she does what she says, and it creates a bruise.
Oh wow!
I know it doesn't cover up a bruise. Putting foundation on first, and then putting this on, and then you put the color on last.
Yeah,
that makes a bruise.
Oh, that
you would put color to offset that, then put over cover.
So this
foundation.
was all like for money, but why'd she give all the money away then?
She didn't.
Okay,
it was bullshit.
So there you go.
Yeah,
that's okay. Now that's a little bit more substantial.
$7 million. She said it on talk shows, on radio shows, in interviews.
Yeah,
lies.
That made you look bad before sending it to TMZ.
You're very wrong about that.
You're very wrong about that.
Or if you're telling the truth.
That's Camille Vasquez, the hottie talking.
Judge isn't.
So if I wanted to leak information, I could have done it in a more effective way. A lot.
All right, let's skip. She's so fucking.
What's more effective than TMZ?
I don't.
Listen to this.
Mountain this evidence.
This is great, actually.
So if I wanted to leak information, I could have done it in a more effective way, a lot sooner and a lot more.
Because
I was leaving with a mountain of this evidence. If I wanted to leak it, I could have done a lot more with it.
That you testified earlier in this trial that you didn't know how to leak things.
I don't.
Okay, all right.
Look at the reaction.
She's seen that before.
She
seen
can't.
a lot of things, but I've just never.
She's so bad.
Camille Vasquez has made quite the name for herself.
Dude, she's just a bad actress, and that's what the world saw.
That sucks.
The lawyer has been.
Yeah, hopefully, it is. It is just a money grab, and she wasn't actually being abused. Because
it's clear she wasn't.
Okay.
But Johnny was. Check it out.
Your lies have been exposed to the world multiple times.
So what kind of lies of Amber Heard did Camille Vasquez expose? Watch the video to find out about 7 of them. First is tip to TMZ about the restraining
So I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna stop and then sort of talk about a few of them. Okay?
Yeah.
order. Camille managed to catch Amber Heard in one of her most expensive slip-ups ever. Heard had testified previously that nobody was informed about her decision to file a restraining order in 2016.
I actually had no idea whether they were going to be there or not.
Camille pulled up the deposition of
Check
the
this
actress
out, and I have a
from the
lot to
same
say
year.
on this.
In the deposition, Heard can be seen saying she was trying to contact Johnny or his agent desperately to tell him about the restraining order. In a grand slip-up, the actress then states that it would be better for Depp to hear the news from her rather than an online source or TMZ, which was alerted.
This is Body Language 101.
Find out
Watch.
online, or I had already filed for divorce. I wanted him to know verbally. So I was trying to reach him through a third party to tell him so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
So,
which was alerted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, body language, right? So
what, she looked at her lawyer right then, probably, is
yeah,
what it
so-
looked like.
well-
Like, oh, shit, did I say what I was
Yeah.
supposed
So
to
here's
say?
the thing. It's something that we learn as kids. So when you say something you're not supposed to, you like, oh, right?
Right.
Like when you're a kid, oh, like you say the, oh crap. Oh. But when you get older, like a teenager, you go like more towards your lip cheek area, right?
Yeah.
Or like your chin. And it's called mouth blocking. Because
Right.
literally, as primal as we are, we try to block our mouths from saying any more of what we weren't supposed to say. So she goes, so we learn to mouth block. So when you're older as an adult, you might itch your nose or go do this. She did the most clear.
Yeah.
And then tried to act like she was just, rubbing her hair. Big slip up.
Yeah.
Big time slip up. Admitting, basically.
Yeah, she wanted
that
it public.
They were alerted, and she's the one who did it.
Yep.
Because how else? So she's just so many of these.
Yeah, look at that.
Made
That's
a
funny.
careless
I know.
admission, and we can see realization hit her in the video. Heard tries to cover her mouth and wipe her face in a
It's so
shocked
bad.
manner while avoiding a
shit.
change in her
Yep.
expression. However, when Camille showed
Camille
the
calls
video
her
in
out.
court, Heard sustained that it was a different subject matter from the old deposition.
Let it slip out that TMZ had been alerted to your filing of the domestic violence restraining order, didn't you?
I disagree. That's not what I'm talking about.
Heard was soon
That's not what I'm talking about. See, that's the other thing I was saying, is she takes accountability for nothing.
Right.
If she were to come out and say, I did alert TMZ, I was getting beaten up by my husband.
Right.
And I don't know how to go about it. So I alerted the news source I know, and
she's trying to cover up everything that makes it look
to
bad.
make herself look like an angel.
Right.
And that's what they were referring to in the beginning. There's a video of her, of Johnny slamming cabinets and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And TMZ got the video. And according to this guy we're about to see, they got it from her, right? And but it's edited. The original video, it's her at the beginning setting the camera up, and then at the end giggling, like laughing, like and while he's there bleeding, slamming cabinets because they just got in a fight the night before, and he's still pissed off, and because she hit him the night before.
Oh,
I know, and no, so crazy. So then, yeah, but she cut out the parts, and then Camille Vasquez tries to call her out on that. No, I don't know who sent that. Just like, I didn't cut it. She can't admit to anything. And if she were to, people would be more sympathetic.
Yeah.
And so she's so curious why she gets all this hate online. It's because she's accusing a victim of being the abuser. People aren't going to be cool with that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fucking nuts.
It happens both sides.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure. So check it
Supposed
out.
to be lying, as
We'll
Morgan
burn through this
Tremaine,
here.
a former TMZ employee, took the stand to state that TMZ was indeed alerted by Heard's group. Camille also tried to dig at the video of Depp smashing cabinets, which
This is
TMZ
it.
had the copyrights of, asking if Heard sold
What
the video.
is he
They pay you for that?
I know.
I never got paid for it because I had nothing to do with that.
Next comes the makeup coverage.
This was what she used. She became very adept at it. You're going to hear the testimony from Amber about how she had to mix the different colors for the different days of the bruises.
On the same topic, Vasquez questioned if Heard had informed the paparazzi and media of the exact date that she was going to court to file a restraining order. Heard answered in the negative. Camille then asked how the paparazzi knew to be there at court if nobody had tipped them about it.
The
As
one
there are
day she doesn't
dozens of
decide to
pictures
cover
on
up
the
her
internet of Heard
bruises.
That's
filing a
funny.
restraining
Yeah.
order.
There's no bruise on your face in this picture, is there?
Again,
no.
The
I don't
next
know when
day,
this
yeah.
was taken, and also I'm outside. I was obviously wearing makeup. I have no idea when this was taken, so I have no idea if I can see
Not
Let's refresh
good.
your
what
recollection.
bruise you can
Let's
see or
refresh
not.
your recollection about when this picture was taken.
This clearly implies that someone from Heard's team had tipped off the paparazzi that Heard will be out in public to file a restraining order, cleverly exposed by Camille. Camille then questioned why her bruises were not covered with makeup on that day alone, when she alleged that she was always using makeup to cover her injuries. Vasquez implied that Heard wanted to paint an image of a poor victim by letting some small bruise show on the day she was freeing herself from Johnny.
Well,
Heard was
yeah,
also
so if it
exposed
is
for lying about
BS,
covering her
then
makeup.
at least somebody was able to catch it.
Oh, many people caught it
Yeah.
over time.
The cosmetics brand took
So-
to TikTok to clarify that the kit was not out until 2017, after Depp and
The
Heard
kit she claimed she used to cover up the bruises throughout the relationship didn't even exist yet.
You released a statement in response to Mr. Depp's $100,000 donations to the ACLU and CHLA, didn't you?
I don't recall.
Let's see if we can refresh your recollection.
Another verbal altercation between Heard and Vasquez that
Lawyers are
went
the
viral
worst.
happened
Yeah, they're
during
tough,
Heard's
man.
They're so
first
annoying, man.
cross-examination. Heard had previously claimed in the media that she donated $7 million from the alimony settlement that she obtained from Depp during their very publicized and messy divorce. Vasquez questioned the truthfulness of this claim as the charity revealed they had not received the donation.
Oh.
Heard, however, held to her
Well,
claim
there you
that
go.
she had donated
Yep,
it
but
already.
listen to her
You
reasoning.
testified under oath, quote, the entirety of your divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote.
That is correct. I pledged the entirety.
Vasquez then asked if she pledged to donate or donated it. This was where Heard's lie was exposed. Heard claimed that she used the words interchangeably and that pledging should be considered an actual donation. However,
pledge you $1 billion,
Vasquez
Jared.
was
Right.
not buying it
Don't worry
and
about
made it clear that Heard did not spend the $7 million she received out of her pocket. There are also rumors that part of the donation was financed by Elon Musk, the world's richest man and ex-boyfriend of Heard. Pictures of Heard and Musk
Check it
also
out.
show Musk with a bruised face
He's-
and Heard with
she
red
fucked him
knuckles.
up.
People suspect Heard might have raised her hand
Look,
against Musk
she
as
whipped his
well.
ass,
Although
and her
we may
knuckles are
never
red
know
in
the
that
truth,
picture.
That's
as
They didn't
weird.
show.
Musk will not be testifying in the trial in favor of either party. Fourth comes Kate Moss being flung down the stairs.
Just in my head.
So this is great. So Kate Moss, you can't bring her into this. She has nothing to do with it. She's an ex, right?
Right.
But genius Amber Heard says her name, and now they're able to call her as a witness.
Okay.
And she's able to testify. Johnny never hurt me, never laid a hand on me, the most patient, loving man in the world.
Oh, wow.
Dude, yeah. Oh, it's good. Check it out.
Okay, so then there's no, like...
Kate Moss in the stairs.
History of violence? Nope.
Yeah, abuse.
Swung at him.
We have all seen
So
the famous
look at
video
this. Yeah, look at how stoked
on
they
the
get.
stairs.
Just in my head, instantly.
Look at the bottom
think
right.
of
Yeah.
Kate Moss in the stairs.
Or now the...
And I
He's like,
swung at him.
fuck yeah.
We have all seen the
Now we
famous
could bring
video where
Kate
Amber
in.
Heard name drops Kate Moss during her testimony, right? Depp and his team never got angry.
Room before I did, and there had been
Listen.
because I was in because I didn't know what had happened to me and I was in pain, and he came running back to help me.
A hero.
And carried me to my room.
So she did fall down the stairs because they were wet.
Yeah.
And here
Camille
comes
brought
Hero
this up while
Johnny.
cross-ex-
Picks her up, carries her,
Yeah.
fucking
Oh, shoot.
helps her. I know. Just
examining Heard for the second time. She asked the
Wow, I
actress
didn't
if she had hoped
realize
Kate Moss would never
that
actually
that's what
testify
that's what
and
was going
expose
on
the
in this
lies.
trial. No wonder people were so
oh my god
into it.
Yeah.
As absolute truth.
When you told this jury under oath that you punched Mr. Depp because you thought of Mr. Depp pushing Kate Moss down the stairs, you didn't expect Miss Moss to agree to testify. That never happened.
Listen to this.
Incorrect. I know how many people will come out of the woodwork to be in support of Johnny.
So you
It's
think
clear by
Miss
this
Moss
courtroom
needs
how
to
many
come
people
out
will
of the
do that.
woodwork to testify with Mr. Depp?
Yeah.
Everybody who was around in the 90s and the early aughts knew that rumor. I had heard that rumor.
So you're gonna base your testimony on a rumor you heard in the 90s? Everything she says is fucking madness, bro. Yeah.
Multiple people. Of course, that's what flashed through my head.
This was when the attorney stated her now famous line, "Your
lies
lies have been exposed to the world." Fifth are the events at Hicksville, the infamous trailer park in California.
So basically, Hicksville, she claimed this giant fight, and he destroyed the trailer. Because Hicksville, it's like a super expensive place
Yeah.
where it's all these trailers and all these rich people go for like vacations.
Yeah.
And destroyed the fucking trailer and everything. Then the owner of the trailer of Hicksville came in. There was damages. There was a light fixture that was out of place.
That's it.
Yep.
Ay.
And then he proceeds to say, but I did see her hit him. I did see her yell at him many times. He kept trying to back away. All he did was try to run away the whole time. She would follow him no matter what.
Oh, she was like
She's
beating
the
on
aggressor,
him.
bro.
Oh, dude.
And there's video and audio of, there's audio of it and video, but like cut. You don't really get to see the goods, but the goods being him running, not obviously not.
Oh,
but
that sucks.
there's
That's what he was dealing with.
Yep,
huh?
audio of her saying, "I hit you." Oh, I'll get to that because that's the bombshell, dude. And the way Camille Vasquez presents it, it's fucking genius. So here, let's skip ahead a little bit because I know we're running on time here.
This is the next day, by the way, where Amber claims
no
to have
idea.
the two black eyes,
Look at
the
this
broken
shit.
nose, the bruising everywhere.
This is what
and
I was talking about
notice
with
that
the
she's
bruising
on a
and
professional
black
TV
eye.
set.
Look at her.
Professional lighting and a professional camera.
This time he hits me in the face and headbutted me square in the nose. It's just
that's
pummeling
when
me,
it happened?
swinging at me, punching
This is
me.
the day after she was
Right.
on. Yeah.
Punching me with a closed fist, punching me repeatedly. I thought I probably had a concussion. Certainly thought I had a broken nose. Beat me
So the
up.
next day, just
Your
on the
testimony
talk show.
yesterday was, quote, "I don't know if I've ever known Johnny not to wear rings." Right, Miss Heard?
That's what I testified to, yes.
Okay.
So
And
you
he
get
was
beaten
wearing
up
rings on every
with a guy
finger in
wearing rings and look
Correct?
fine?
Not all the time, not literally every single ring, every single day, but he often wears rings.
Not often, Miss Heard. Your words are, "I've never known Johnny not to wear rings on every finger."
That is what I testified to. I did.
So real quick, a goddess of goddesses.
The results of Ms.
This woman
Heard's
right here.
evaluation supported 2 diagnoses.
So this is the therapist that Depp's team had come on. Beautiful, smart, and everything is dead on about her. So check it out.
Borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder.
Diagnosed with borderline and
When
histrionic
we have a
personality
personality disorder, there are going to be disturbances in several different areas that are visible in almost all different facets of their life. The
Talking
first
about
was
Amber?
actually my own behavioral observations of her based
So
on
she
her
did an
self-report.
observation of Amber.
One of the hallmark characteristics of histrionic personality disorder is sort of an overly dramatic presentation. We call this impressionistic speech. So it tends to be very flowery. It uses a lot of descriptive words like magical, wonderful, and it can go on for quite some time, and yet it really lacks any substance. So at the end, you're left wondering what was
Which
just
is
said, or
exactly
what the answer
her
is to the
testimony,
actual
everything is
question.
perfect.
So that
And then-
occurred a number of times. And it also represented the quick shifts you'll see between emotions. Anger and hostility. Sometimes that anger among these groups with similar scores, these people might have that anger kind of explode out at times. They tend to be very passive aggressive. They may be self-indulgent, very self-centered.
Just hits the nail on the head.
They could use manipulation tactics to try to get their needs met, very needy of attention, acceptance, approval. They
She's like,
tend
oh,
to
shit.
Yeah, right?
Sounds like me.
Yikes, yeah. She got me good, yeah. She really knows her job.
A major component on there. They have a capacity to kind of offer some of their faults, but in a way, but only the ones that people.
Oh, I'm so clumsy
think of
sometimes,
lightly
shit
and
like
can
that.
all relate
Instead
to.
of I
So
beat my
they can
partner.
present as very fair and balanced, but in actuality, they really
Are insane.
might.
Dr. Hughes had suggested that perhaps Ms.
So the
Hurst-
other team's doctor came in, and their therapist, and they're like, no, she clearly has PTSD. Amber clearly has PTSD. When I did my tests, I saw that, especially over the past year, she dealt with a lot of trauma. And then the court was like, over the past year, when you evaluated her, they were separate. They were divorced already for like 3 years. So what trauma was she going over in the past year? Just totally discredited this woman. And then the biggest thing is she said, yeah, there's she's like, yeah, she had PTSD. She didn't do the test that this woman talks about, Dr. Curry, the Depp's side team's therapist, is to decide if it's from childhood, like trauma, or if it stems from DV. Like you got to figure out where the PTSD is.
Yeah.
So if she has PTSD, doesn't mean it's directly from DV from Depp.
Right.
It could be from her childhood. She didn't do that test to decide where this potential PTSD came from.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'll burn through this. I got you.
PTSD was somehow triggered. What's your view on that?
I would say that it can't be triggered if PTSD isn't present.
Any of Mr.
And then
Depp's other
every single one of their witnesses was a crazy person. Look at this guy.
Right. But Willy Wonka doesn't matter to you?
What?
The lawyer's talking about like movies that
Seen
he's
that
been
movie,
in.
Charlie and Chocolate Factory?
Because he said,
Did you look at that one when you were comparing his processing speed?
look at this guy.
What the heck is that?
Nobody knows what the fuck that is.
Do I have to answer that question, Your Honor?
You have to answer questions. Yes, sir.
No, you'll be happy to know I didn't see Willy Wonka as a.
Look at them
I didn't
staring
see
like,
21
what the
Jump
fuck
Street
is
when it
this
happened,
guy?
whatever it was about. No, I did not.
Look at them. They're just like, what is this dude? Yeah. And everyone that Amber's team brought was a psycho person.
More than a week since the verdict.
And then after the verdict,
I wonder why she couldn't get competent people.
I'm burning through this shit. But yeah, so after the verdict came out, it was clearly in favor of Depp.
Okay,
they said
so they
Heard's
settled
line.
it legally.
They
and-
settled.
Okay.
And so Amber, being the insane narcissist that she is, had to go on and like clear her name, right?
Aye.
She even said, and by the way, during the court, she threw everyone under the bus. Her sister, she said, "Oh, there's like no. I called my sister because
She's terrible.
she does
Don't listen to a
cocaine,
word
so
she
maybe
says.
she
Yeah.
could talk Johnny down because they could go do cocaine together. I don't do it, dude." And even throwing her own lawyers under the bus, saying, I have a picture without makeup on of my nose of that night, like that we were talking about. I have a picture of my nose of that night. She's like, but you haven't produced that to the jury. She's like, I've produced everything.
Yeah.
She's like, well, the jury hasn't seen it. She's like, well, it's not my job. That's my lawyer's job.
Yeah, and they're
So
obviously
she's-
incompetent.
Yeah. So she's basically
lawyer.
saying, I have these smoking guns. My lawyers are just too dumb to show them, but I guess that's their job.
They beat me too.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happens.
Yeah, right?
I didn't want to say it here because they're right there.
Yeah. But basically, I mean, might as well.
Ouch.
So then she goes on to try and like salvage her name. By the way, would have been the perfect time to show that picture.
Yeah. That's pretty much the end of the discussion. If you have any of those pictures.
If you have any pictures showing that you actually were hit.
You know what I got? I got this picture where he fell asleep with ice cream. Hold on.
Oh, he beat
Hold
the
on.
shit
Let
out of
me
you.
get that
Clearly.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He clearly whooped your ass.
Oh,
that
one
day.
time the bed was broken. That's got to be something, right? I'll give you that one too.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, these poor lawyers.
They're like, you really are the worst.
Do you have the guy that does the thing? We need him. We gotta bring him in for this.
Yeah. CTB, there
It's
she
all
freaking
hands
is.
on deck for this one.
Yeah.
Nom, nom, nom.
Dude, how weird is that guy? He was memed to hell, which is great.
Are you watching any of his films? Nom, nom, nom.
Yeah.
Why would I do that? Nom, nom, nom.
And just watch her overacting. It's just fucking abysmal.
It's been about more than a week since the verdict.
Abysmal.
As you sit here with me now, has it sunk in?
Just answer the fucking question.
How could it?
Look at her.
How could it?
Surreal and difficult.
Yeah.
In part, yes. This has been a long time coming.
Do you stand
It
by
sure has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
your testimony and your accusations against Johnny Depp about abuse?
Of course, to my dying day, will stand by every word of my testimony. I think
No
vast
one believes
majority
you.
of this trial was played out on social media. I think
So
that
she thinks that social media, a bunch of people on Twitter, people like me, let's be honest, right? We're the ones that caused her to lose because
Yeah, no, the problem, my dear, is that you try to make an abuse victim out to be the abuser.
yeah.
You monster.
Yeah.
That's why you're fucking, you got torn up online. That's why. Not because any other reason.
Truth
Yeah,
is
she
the
looks
word.
like one of
Yes.
those like in this interview, she looks like one of those like boyfriends where their wife's been missing for a few days and
That
they're
they
like,
clearly killed their girlfriend, yeah.
All the evidence points to them and they're like, you know,
So
I
did
just,
you kidnap or hurt your wife? Do you know where she is?
I mean, I just want you to know how much I loved her. Babe, I miss you. If you have her, please bring her home.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she used to be a really great person.
Yeah, when she was alive, yeah.
Exactly.
I loved her. So if you find her, just please bring her dead body
I just know
back.
she's out there somewhere. And
Yeah.
when she was alive, she was a
Yeah.
firecracker.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that we, you know, wherever her remains end up being found,
Yeah.
that they get returned to us
Yeah.
as soon as possible. And
Yeah, her whenever
I just feel so many feelings.
Yeah,
right
I just
now.
miss her so much, and I know she's out there somewhere. And if anybody comes across her charred remains,
It says here you refused the lie detector test.
yeah.
Well,
No,
those things
I
are-
refused to lie.
Yeah, I mean,
is what
that was my
meant.
lawyers told me not to take it.
Yeah.
and
I
wanted
took
to.
one. No, I did take
I
one.
told them,
but they
yeah.
wouldn't. Yeah, the
I
results they
said,
wouldn't
hook
produce
me
them.
up. Let's do it. And I remember the lawyer was like, right then, he's like,
No,
stop it.
Yeah. I bought my own,
And I was like,
I
wait,
hooked myself up.
Take it off because I was already hooked up to
Yeah.
it because I was ready. But
Yeah.
then I remember the lawyer saying, just remove that. And but
So actually,
just hope she
sir,
makes it
this
home.
just came in. They found her in your backyard. Yeah.
That guy?
Shock and awe. Yeah. Yeah. Clearly, you had nothing to do with this.
Is there a curb I could sit down on?
Yeah, you're as shocked as I am.
Yeah.
Fucking goofball.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That's great. Oh my
That's
whoa.
what that guy did.
I
He's
know.
such a fool.
He is so bad.
This just in, we found videos of her through her blinds in your apartment.
He's like Home Alone, like Kevin McCoy.
Is there a curb I can sit down on?
Can I sit down? Are you okay,
Freaking
sir?
it. Well, I didn't know that's what happened through the so that's interesting.
Yeah.
An interesting case.
I got like 3 more videos here.
and
Hold
that's
on.
all I spoke. And I spoke
My
it to
truth.
power, and I paid the price.
I paid the price.
She's
In
obscene.
the closing
Yeah, she's
arguments,
fun.
the Depp lawyer said called your testimony the performance of a lifetime. And says
But
she
not
worked-
really, right?
No, because it wasn't
What
good.
do you say to that?
Better than Aquaman.
Yeah.
Says the lawyer for the man who convinced the world he had scissors for fingers.
What?
Whoa.
Whenever I saw Edward Scissorhands,
you know how insane
I
you have to
knew
be?
that he
Yeah,
didn't
that's an
have
interesting
scissors for
comment.
fingers. It's a
Yeah,
movie.
none of us thought that was
No one
real.
thought that for a single moment. You fucking
Divorce
psychopath.
settlement to charity.
Yeah.
It was revealed.
Oh,
at trial
was I the abuser? That guy has
so yet.
scissor hands.
Yeah.
Think
You
about
think
when it
that
was-
doesn't hurt?
When he would hold me at night, you think that wasn't painful?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had so many marks.
Imagine second base.
I
That's
took
all I'm going to
pictures
say.
of all of them. My lawyers will provide them
Yeah.
at some point.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
If they don't, it's their fault and their fault alone.
Do you know how much chocolate we had to swim in? Oh, yeah.
Can't stand
None of
Savannah
it's
Guthrie. Okay, well.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. I like that she did the scissor hands thing.
How fucking insane is
What
that?
a
to
great
say?
way to end this.
You stayed on the air.
Almost
that you
done,
have
yeah.
donated it.
Says the
Do you
woman.
think that raised questions as to your
Of the
credibility
lawyer
with
of the
jury?
man who convinced the world. Yeah.
Pledge, and that pledge is made over time by its nature.
When
And
you say I donated, you know that everybody thinks that you've donated it, not that you've pledged it. So
Yeah,
for the jury,
exactly. Like, thank
Dude, her thing was, she's like, I use them synonymously. And she's like, well, Camille Vasquez like, I don't use them synonymously. Did you pledge the money? She's like, I pledge it, or I plan to fulfill the obligation. And she's like, it's like buying a house. You don't just pay all at once. Except here's the problem with that. There's many problems with that. But
I like that. That's fun.
But first, the person who you buy the house from, they get all the money.
Yeah.
You have a legal agreement with the bank that you'll pay over time.
Right.
But they get all the money.
Yeah.
That's
Agreed.
That's of the stupidest fucking comparison. Anyway, she's just a buffoon.
you. Finally,
Wait for Ben Chu's reaction of this Amber Heard statement during Camille Vasquez cross-examination, which was done in front of almost 10 million people.
Most of the money that was donated to the ACLU and CHLA in your name came from someone else. Isn't that right?
I don't know what you mean by most of.
Well, at least
Yeah.
So that he finds out about the divorce filing.
This is the.
pay you for that? Deposition was taken, wasn't it?
I didn't do that. I don't know
TMZ
how
owns
to do
the
that.
copyright to that video now, doesn't it?
I have no idea what TMZ
Did they pay
owns.
you for that?
I never got paid for it because I had nothing to do with that.
So TMZ was just lucky in getting the inside scoop to your divorce from Mr. Depp, huh?
Objection, Your Honor.
My dog stepped on a bee.
So this was meme to high heaven. She says, "My dog stepped on a bee," and does this weird face. So everyone made fun of it. Here, watch.
My dog stepped on a bee.
My dad has to pee.
But look at hers.
My
It's the
dog
best.
stepped on a bee.
My dad has to pee.
It's nothing.
My mom lost her key. I broke my bloody knee.
What the? People are so
Lives in a
mean.
pineapple under the sea.
My mom's stuck in a tree.
My squirrel got bit by a flea.
Without my glasses, I cannot see.
Like Granny stole my virginity.
Ms. Heard, did Ms. Van Ray come out after that article came in and make a public statement it was false? Of course she did.
Objection, Your Honor.
You indicated that you in fact had after
She like
the divorce.
scrambled to object.
Leading. Objection leading.
Her lawyers were the worst, by the way.
Yeah, you can tell.
Objection leading calls.
I'll sustain the objection.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
All right, when there's objection, please stop talking. Thank you. All right.
What, if any, discovery? Is that true or false?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading.
Your Honor, she absolutely did that.
It's leading. It's leading question, though. I'll sustain the objection as to leading.
Objection, Your Honor. Lack of foundation.
All right, I'll sustain the objection. Next question.
And the ENT specialist relating to your nose.
Objection leading.
Sustained.
Foundation. Hearsay.
This is it. Listen to what, and this is the final part. Listen to what Amber says, and listen to what Camille Vasquez, the lawyer, says. Check this out.
What am I supposed to do? Do this? I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you started.
You're such a baby. Grow the fuck up, Johnny.
Physical fights.
You started a
I
physical
did
fight.
start a physical fight.
You did. So I
Because
the fuck out of there.
yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what?
He
You're
said,
admirable.
so I had to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, you're admirable.
Listen.
Wow.
Take a minute to really think about what you just heard there. Quote, I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. I was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched. Imagine that was Mr. Depp saying that to Miss Heard on that recording.
Right? Look at Depp. He's like, oh shit, facts, homie. Yeah, wild. But so that's it. I have a bunch, but we'll.
Whoa. Yeah.
So she's just a crazy person.
Yeah.
She's a crazy person and just blatantly lied on the stand in front of everybody like a fucking.
I had no idea. Holy shit, man.
There's so much more to it. Her shitting on the bed and like him finding out and the whole thing. Bodyguards coming forward saying it was human feces. She's like, oh, it must have been one of the dogs. It's like, no, it's a human piece of shit, you psychopath.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, no, just everything was crazy. Felicity!
CTB saying she was hoping that Johnny and the attorney would end up together.
Me too. I was shipping them.
Felicity says, yeah, me too.
It was either Johnny and Camille or me and Camille. Those are my dreams.
Man. And Chase is like, yeah, this is great watching this trail. Thanks for visiting this topic.
Yeah. We're getting into it. Sorry. I just wanted to get to that.
Luckily, mine's short. For time's sake, you did just fine, man.
All right, cool.
So we're talking about famous feuds, and there were so many great ones.
So many.
But I decided to go a different direction and do a feud of characters that are actually fictional.
Oh, shit,
but it's a feud that we all know and we should all love because it's the greatest, one of the greatest feuds of all time. And this is between. Ready?
Wanda and Doctor Strange.
That'd be the worst. Sherlock Holmes and Moriarty.
Okay, yeah.
Dr. James Moriarty. Dude, I love Sherlock Holmes so much, and I was thinking about this. I was like watching the Sherlock Holmes movies, and I was like, man, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. You can't take that away. Like, no one else can step into that role.
There she is. What up, Deb?
Right? If anyone else tried to be Iron Man, it's not going to work because Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. But Robert Downey Jr. is Sherlock Holmes.
So what'd you think of the Sherlock series? With
Holy shit.
Cumberbatch?
I loved it. But Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes is so amazing. It's perfect. From the accent to the eccentricity, the different disguises, and you never know, like
his reactions.
It's everything.
Every
is
movement.
So brilliant.
Look, he's so good.
Every word is like so perfectly chosen.
It's great. From the sharp like movements, his head turns and tilts. You think he's this like almost omniscient presence, like omniscient.
And I love like all of his faults. Like he's got so many faults, and he's such a lonely guy. And what's interesting about Sherlock Holmes is it's not justice and the law that like drives him, right?
It's the game,
it's outwitting everybody. It's being the smartest guy in the room, and noticing everything. That's the fun of it.
What do you see?
Right, and it just so happens that he's a good guy.
What do you see? Everything.
Everything.
It is my curse.
Yeah, he's so brilliant. Genius. Yeah, and when even the scene in the first film where she's like, it's crazy making all of these grand assumptions out of the smallest details. He goes, well, that's wrong, isn't it? Because it's the smallest details that tell us the most. Which is very true, and that's the staple of Sherlock Holmes. Is he can take the smallest little detail and from it learn everything so much and solve cases that way and sees things that other people don't. But for him, it's the game. It's outwitting people. It's being the smartest guy in the room. That's what drives him. And it just so happens he's a good guy.
And Moriarty is that, but a bad guy.
That's what makes him a good. That's what makes the feud so great.
They're the same.
He's the antithesis. He's
two
just
sides
as
of the
brilliant,
same coin. Yeah,
but. It shows us what the world would be like if Sherlock was a bad guy. If Sherlock was evil, this is Moriarty. He is just as brilliant. He's just as narcissistic, just as eccentric, but he wants to beat everybody, almost as if
he wants to start wars and
right.
yeah,
But it's almost as if he
gain.
wants to prove that he's better than these people that are supposed to be his betters.
Yeah.
And that's so, like
the
Sherlock
prime minister,
outwits right. Sherlock outwits the police.
Yeah.
He wants to outwit the prime minister, and he wants to bring governments to their knees and know. He just needs to know that he did it.
I provide the bullets
Doesn't
and
need
the
the world.
bandages.
Yeah, brilliant, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what drives him. Is he also wants to be the smartest guy in the room, and he realizes that there's this detective out there who is so brilliant, matches wits with him, that he can't help.
Oh my God!
But keep him alive, keep him a part of the game, because it's fun knowing that this brilliant guy is one step behind him. So that's what feeds Moriarty is. And he's based on a real guy. Adam Wirt was this famous villain. They called him the Napoleon of crime. And in the story, Moriarty is called the Napoleon of crime. Like that's not a mistake. That's not a coincidence. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who wrote the characters, he made
Modeled him
Moriarty after this Napoleon of crime.
Sick.
He was a poor guy, grew up in a poor neighborhood from Cambridge, Massachusetts. And we know Moriarty is a Cambridge
scholar,
but from the
UK,
actual Cambridge in the UK. And he was a boxer and a scholar. And so, but he wasn't, but he was a poor guy who was always around these
Throw
richer,
out
better
haymaker.
people.
So fucking good,
Right.
dude.
So this is kind of what drives him. I think is he
Moon
wants to
taking
be
its toll.
better than those people.
There's so many. I just want to quote the whole fucking movie.
We'll see some of this stuff. So I have some clips from this. But I love the dynamic between the two. Reminded me of Batman and the Joker. Right. They almost need each other.
Yeah, they're antithesis.
The Dark
Yeah.
Knight. Oh my God, brilliant how they showed us why these two should do battle for the rest of time.
What would I do
what
without
would I do
you?
without
Yeah.
you? That's Moriarty to me.
You complete.
I need somebody who can try and catch me. Otherwise, it's no fun.
It's like you're a chess grandmaster,
right?
And you hear about this other grandmaster. You're like, I need to fucking play him. You know.
So we meet Moriarty in the Game of Shadows, right? And the chess game where they first meet.
Technically, we meet him in the first movie, right?
But not as
we
the
just see
villain,
him.
right? We don't even see his face.
No, we just see his
we just
hand.
know he exists.
Yeah.
But yes, his whole thing is there. He's causing all of this crime around the world,
Chaos and mayhem.
And it all links back to him
That's
for
my best Jared
a
Harris
grand
impression.
gesture of evil, which is starting a world war.
Yes, the bullets and the bandages.
But the idea that he wants to play him in this game of chess and Sherlock doesn't take him up on it at first.
Yeah.
But because of that, he takes one of those chess pieces and he fools Sherlock during the movie into thinking the bomb is one place when it wasn't. And he puts the chess piece where he knows he's going to go based on the false evidence that he left.
Yeah,
and
genius.
that moment where he's looking at him and he sees him through the piece, I mean, it's just so brilliant. Like
genius. Yeah.
Gotcha.
He's sitting up in the opera house,
and he has the little monocle, and he's like, "Oh, there he is." I was waiting. Well, I was wondering when you were going to show up.
Arrive. Yeah.
And that's right when the bomb goes off somewhere else. He knew he had him. But Sherlock was never going to let that happen again.
No.
But yeah, Game of Shadows, man. Holy shit, what a movie.
So good.
Every moment.
So good.
But back to the Joker thing. There's a line in Dark Knight and then there's a line in the Game of Shadows that does kind of show
similar.
what this relationship is between the two characters. And I have a video that lays these two scenes next to each other. So let's watch that. It's just so brilliant. The guys who wrote this, like, oh my gosh, just brilliance.
Laughing while falling to his fucking death.
Yeah, because he's like, yes, he's killing me. That makes him, yeah.
Finally meet you.
Oh.
Officially. Previous request regarding Dr. Watson not being involved, the answer is no. The laws of celestial mechanics dictate that when two objects collide,
Genius.
there's always damage.
Yep. Of a collateral nature. Yeah.
So that's basically him saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. There's going to be collateral damage. But when the two meet, it's
Oh, this is when he kills Irene.
But he does say at some point in the movie, he tells him, he goes, the only your talents. I have such respect for your talents that's the only reason you're not
still
dead.
alive.
Yeah, he could have killed him at so many different points. He allows him to live because he's so fascinated by how brilliant he
wants
is.
to, yeah.
He likes that he's chasing him, just like the
He
Joker.
likes the cat and mouse
he can't
game,
kill
yeah.
Batman, or what is he going to do? He's like,
What
there's
do
no
I
one
do
out
without
there.
you? Yeah, exactly.
To match wits
Yeah.
with. And it's,
Go back to robbing mob dealers? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
So one of the brilliant things that we know about Sherlock is the way his mind works and how he can not just the deductions where he's able to deduce all of this all of these grand schemes from the smallest details, but it's also in the movie depicted where he can see things before they happen.
Oh,
right?
it's so dope,
He can
yeah.
play out an entire
I love
scenario.
how they did that. Yeah.
And they show it in the film. They show him playing out scenarios before they happen. My favorite is when it doesn't play out the way he thinks it's going to, but we still get to see how he thought it would play out, so we get it anyway. But I love when they change what they think is going to happen.
Yeah.
So I have a clip here that shows Moriarty had that same ability of being able to play things out.
So good.
Yeah, so the two of them, at one moment, they're both thinking the same thing. How are they going to beat each other? And they're playing it out in their heads.
Yeah.
I seem to have injured my shoulder. Would you mind?
So good.
Negative.
Yeah. The speed up, slow down.
Yeah. Let's stop wasting each other's time.
And then
Know how this ends.
the guy who loves opera, and he loves the composing and shit, and he does that.
Yeah. But instead,
Nope.
he plays it out differently
It's like Quantumania.
because he knows.
I don't have to win. We just both have to lose.
Right.
Yeah.
So this to me was amazing. So Sherlock isn't the guy to just sacrifice his life.
You're not the guy to make the sacrifice play.
It's true. He's more in it for the for the game, like we said. So the idea that he thought that we know that he lives at the end of the movie. It shows that he lived. But he was willing to die to make sure that this guy wouldn't live.
It wouldn't cause World War III.
Right. He saw him as that big of an existential threat to the world, which is why Sherlock ends up becoming like an actual hero. Because he has selfish motives throughout these films and through the books. Like he enjoys it's fun to him.
Oh yeah.
But this guy was one thing that he couldn't allow to win. He couldn't allow him to win.
True evil.
So I love that moment. But I love that they play out the scenarios through their
genius of two geniuses who can see everything that as it comes.
Right.
It's Moriarty saying to Sherlock.
Yeah.
To continue our little game, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes.
I've left a surprise on Dr. Watson's train. He will be heading there this afternoon for his marriage in the Alps.
Yes, and of course, it would be impossible for me to miss the coal on your shoe, showing me that you had been to the train station. Therefore, I would be able to stop said bomb.
Oh, yes. But the bomb, Mr. Holmes, the bomb, it was the coal you smelt, which I knew you would. That coal I took from the train yard, and I made it I put it in a coal brick oven to make, yeah, you need your pipe.
Yeah.
I put it in a coal brick oven to make a cake, a wedding cake, the same wedding cake that will be served at Dr. Watson's wedding. That is where the bomb truly lies.
Ah, of course. But you know that I would never miss that spot of tea on your glove. A lavender blend, the same blend that the dressmaker on 17th Street would use, the same dressmaker who made the bride's dress, which means the bomb is actually the dress itself.
Ah, see, I knew that you would spot the tea. I spilled it there myself. That was intentional. There is no bomb in the dress, Mr. Holmes. I actually put it in the carriage that will be taking Dr. Watson and his blushing bride to be to the train station. That is where the bomb is.
Oh, and you thought I would be foolish enough not to notice the hair on your jacket. That hair comes from a specific mare, a mare that runs a carriage that goes to the train station. Therefore, I knew you would plant the bomb in the carriage on the way to the train station, allowing me to send someone to thwart said bomb.
Ah, clever as always.
Yes.
But of course I would anticipate such a move. And that's why I put the bomb in a very different location.
Yes, but I knew you would know I would spot the coal and spot the tea and notice the hair. Therefore, I believe there has never been a bomb at all.
No, I haven't quite gotten around to doing it because I knew this would play out as such.
Yeah.
But know that my plans are ever scheming and ever in motion, and I give the best to you and yours. Tell Dr. Watson and his bride I adore them both very much. I hope you could find your way out, I'm sure. I have a lecture in a quarter hour.
Of course. A game of chess later then.
Of course. You fucking piece
Nothing
of
ever
shit.
gets done. Yeah, they can never do anything because they're too busy outsmarting each other.
Yeah, I was so close to getting this one actually.
I'm not
going
to get a ball. I knew.
If I get the bomb, he'll find the thing. And if he finds the thing, he'll know the thing. Then he'll see the shit.
4 fucking times, and then I just decided, fuck the bomb.
Never mind. I'm not going to do it. Yeah, because I knew you were going to go. Yeah.
That's actually brilliant. Yeah, two guys that are just outwitting each other so much that nothing ever gets done.
Yeah.
That's them. That's their.
I want to see that part in the movie.
And that feud, it would be cool if it was more of a Joker Batman thing where they could go on, but it's you had to, one of them had to die or both.
Yeah.
Because it would get boring after a while. I love that he ends up killing him at the end. And when they're falling, I love how at peace Sherlock is with the decision. And what's his name is just
Watson.
so like, Moriarty. Yeah, he's just so, because he can't believe that he would be, that's the one move he didn't anticipate was a sacrifice, where he would kill them both.
Iron Man made the sacrifice play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Twice.
Yep. And both
I just
roles.
thought of that.
But
because I was going to make the joke before I did even say, you're not the guy to make the sacrifice play.
Yeah.
He's actually talking to
That's
Robert
why I
Downey
thought you said it is. Yeah, it's the same guy.
No, I was just doing it because that's.
But as a real quick little side note, I love the disguises. I love when he does
good.
Like he's the guy, sitting behind Moriarty, like drinking tea with the big white beard, like one of those like guys that go and hunting and then runs down the stairs, takes out the beard, puts on the hat, changes the jacket.
The
now he's
bellman.
the bellman moving the bags and
just
it's
trying to get the book.
Yeah, the
time.
constant changing of disguises is great.
So good.
And
that movie's so good.
It's just constant brilliance.
Yeah, even the disguise at the beginning, quick, puts it on, and then the guy's whistling. Oh no, they're not following me. They're escorting me. Yeah, I'll see you at dinner. Yeah,
that is so good.
Great.
I like when he even takes the beans and the thing because he's like, and you
and
don't know what he's going to use them for.
And then catches the apple at the end. Yeah, so sick.
Yeah,
he's anticipating.
He knows, like just in case. Yeah. I love what he tells her. Yeah, there's been 3 men following you. Their motives highly unsavory.
Yeah,
it's actually 4, and they're escorting me.
Yeah, so good.
Brilliant. And he spits the beans out at that one moment is so genius. But I love when he fights that guy in the first movie with only slapping.
Yeah,
just to test it out. He's like trying to test out like different. You can tell that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
He's like, what if could I beat a guy by just slapping him the whole time? It's so
straight up
back of the head, ribs, ears, like all the places that would really
hurt.
Or
the first time we actually saw that breakdown where he's like head cocked to the left, slight deafness in his left ear.
Yep.
War veteran. He's walking with a limp.
He notices all those little
and then
things.
So he does the things, ding, ding, everything that would take him out, and then takes his hat. So dope, dude. Those movies are so good.
There's no way you would have missed the scent of pickled herring and the body odor of a Cossack who moonlight as assassins.
The best, and then he has the thing.
To kill you.
What's his name? And he stops Watson because the bad guy from the first one has that like. Shard.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I was looking for it.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah.
It's so overt. It's covert.
Yeah.
So many great little lines. I think we can even say
I hope they make another
our
one.
best movie ever.
It is. Yeah, for sure.
Best movie ever. What could it be? Oops, that's not what I meant. I meant this.
Yep, and it had to be this movie because this is where the feud really comes to a head, and we get to see the genius of both characters.
Best movie ever. Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows.
A shadowy game.
Jared.
Cloak and dagger.
My good friend and podcast host.
Yes.
Sherlock freaking Holmes, A Game of Shadows, a movie we just gushed about.
Near perfect.
And even did a whole little sketch on. What would you rate this beautiful film?
It's honestly a 10, but it's because if 10s don't exist, right? Then
10s
it's
could
a 9.
exist. I mean, right? But
to me, it's a 10. But it's so hard to give a 10 because things are subjective. Art's subjective.
Of course.
Whatever. I gave it a 9.
10 is saying you're basically saying something's perfect.
Yeah, that everyone on Earth would
like
agree
objectively
that this is
perfect,
the greatest.
Right? Yeah, but it's hard to say any piece of art is perfect.
Right.
I do think there is some things that are damn near.
Yeah. This would be one of them for sure.
So yeah, this is getting a lot for me. So out of 10, let's say, cross-dressing Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
What are you giving it?
9.
A 9 out of 10.
Solid 9, yeah.
That's high praise.
Oh yeah,
That's
I'd give it.
high praise.
I should have given it a 10. Yeah, that moment, dude, on the train. Yeah, perfect.
Wow.
That moment on the train where the gun explodes, he's like, that was no mistake. It was by design.
It was by design.
He does the whole thing where he's like, he gets mad at him. He's like, why would you lead them here? He's like, they're not here for me. They're here for you. But luckily, so am I. Now, can we crack on? Like, it's just, oh, every moment. All right. Do you got it or you need me to get it?
Yeah, if you could just log on.
Yeah, here you go.
What are the guy from the...
Yeah, what song is it that they whistle?
It's so overt, it's covert. What is happening here?
I think that's it.
Hello.
There he is.
Are you there, sir?
Hello.
There he is. So, ladies and gentlemen,
yes,
it is time for everybody's favorite segment. It's the news. No.
Yeah.
There it is. From the one and only Man on the freaking Ground.
Man on the ground. Thank you, Man on the ground now with our daily news.
Man on the ground, sir. How are you? Sorry for the lateness. We were supposed to get to the news earlier, but we got a little caught up.
I've been enjoying every second of the show. Honestly, it's so great. I love
You're
your
great.
take on everything.
Thanks
it's
so
been
much.
terrific.
So this is my favorite part of the show because we don't know what's coming.
Oh yeah.
CTV said yes.
Well,
everyone's excited for the news.
Listen, it's the news, so I thought I'd get a little bit into feuds.
Let's go. Very fitting.
Take
what
up
is
a
a
lot
feud?
of news.
You didn't give a definition of a feud.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Let's say you didn't get a definition of a feud. A feud is a long-standing fight. Oh, you did? No.
No, we did not.
Between two families. No.
Yeah.
I was going to do that.
Yeah, no, I kept interrupting. Yeah. So a long-standing feud between two families. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't necessarily have to be families, but it's a long-standing feud, like the classic one, Romeo and Juliet, the Capulets of the Montagues,
the best.
Long-standing family feuds.
Yeah.
And I thought I might take a minute to talk about some famous feuds, not contemporary ones like you guys are talking about, which are amazing, and I love them. But I thought you probably wouldn't dip into history, so maybe the most famous American feud is
this one.
Hatfields and the McCoys.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I got it's a convoluted story that takes place over 36 years. I mean, this is a long feud with a lot of twists, but I thought I'd take a minute and just talk about a few of the key parts of it.
Yeah, they made a show about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, please go on.
Yes, there was. So the Hatfields were from West Virginia, and the McCoys were from Kentucky. Mm-hmm. And the feud began after the killing of Asa Harmon McCoy, who was a Union soldier who was gunned down. This is January 7th, 1865, by a group of Hatfield allies and some Confederates.
Yeah.
So now, 13 years later, two of the McCoy family members killed a witness who was related to both families, interestingly.
Oh, wow.
And who testified against them in a court case involving the ownership of a pig.
Yep.
Which is kind of
so funny, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Ridiculous.
But then it got really escalated when Rosanna McCoy fell in love with Johnson Hatfield.
Yeah.
Left her family to live with the Hatfields in West Virginia, and then in 1881, John abandoned her when she was pregnant and married her cousin instead.
Oh no.
That's not going to help the feud.
Yeah.
No, that pissed him off.
Yeah.
So then, as it goes on, and just a little bit more about this, but it's crazy. 1882, the brother of Devil Hatfield was killed in an election day dispute by three of Rosanna's brothers, who themselves were killed by a Hatfield mob while they were in the custody of the law.
What?
So this gets crazy.
Yeah, this is hard.
So over the next few years, another 12 of them or so were killed.
What?
But it reaches its peak, and I love this. In 1888, the big night, the New Year's night massacre.
Yep.
So several of the Hatfield gang surround the McCoy cabin, open fire on the family, and set the cabin on fire. Randolph McCoy escaped, but his children were murdered and his wife was beaten and left for dead.
Jesus Christ.
So this is the only two
So it
families
goes
that
on,
could
so-
feud like this because they have
They
so
had the
many
means.
relatives.
Yeah.
There's no way. Yeah. Anyone else, it would be over already.
Yeah, you killed 12 of my family members.
One or
That's my
two.
entire bloodline.
That's it. Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
Feud over.
And the trials went on, and some of them were hung, and a lot of them were found guilty, and went on, and it finally ended after the trial of John Hatfield in 1901, 36 years after this thing started.
It's so crazy.
Pretty freaking, it's insane. I mean, the whole times are. But they make for good movie plots, and as you mentioned, Kevin Costner starred in the American movie America's Greatest Feud, the Hatfields and McCoys in 2012.
He's so good too. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
And then I picked out two other movies, which I thought are two other feuds that made movies that I thought you guys are familiar with and would like. I don't know. Not many people like this.
Last of the Mohicans.
The Current War.
What
the
is
Current
it?
War in 2017. The Current War.
No, I don't know.
I never even heard of it.
No, it's a 2017 movie. It's Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
We were talking about that on the production call. That was
That's
one
a
we were
good
thinking of doing.
rivalry.
It's a great freaking rivalry.
Yeah, Tesla's
It's
obviously
so good,
the
and
hero.
really, the most basic feud. It was about AC versus DC.
Yeah. Yep.
They were fighting to
Alternating
electrify
currents.
the country, and Tesla, wanted AC, and
Alternating
what's
currents.
his name? Edison wanted DC,
Yeah,
and
direct currents.
although Tesla did work briefly for Edison. Their battle went on for years, and he actually sold all his patents, Tesla, to Westinghouse.
Yeah, to keep them afloat.
Absolutely. And then after all that and their bitter battle in 2016, both Edison and Tesla were recognized with Nobel Prizes.
Nice.
Posthumously, of course, but that was nice.
Yeah.
And then my favorite, and I'm going to go kind of backwards into it, the Akko vendetta.
The what?
Akko. I know you know this. I know you do. It's one of the most famous feuds in Japanese history.
Oh, is this the 47 Ronin?
You got it.
I know this. Yeah, this is a good
That
story.
movie was dope.
In 1701, the shogun Naganori attacked his former teacher, slashed him in the face. He was arrested, and as a punishment, he was forced to commit suicide.
Seppuku. Yeah, I researched this, oddly enough. So that's funny. Just
Isn't
on
it
my own
funny?
for fun, yeah.
So avenging his death were his 47 loyal samurai who captured and beheaded Kira, and their penalty for breaking the law was they had to all kill themselves as well.
Yeah.
And it's a great movie with Keanu Reeves. And,
The movie is the best.
The
Oh
movie's
my
dope.
God, it's so good, that movie.
Wasn't there a Kurosawa
It really
movie
is
that was
good.
like similar, like Last Fortress or there wasn't
It's
there a
like one of their
Kurosawa
most
movie?
famous stories, like he said.
I know, but wasn't the Kurosawa movie based on
You
it?
can
or am I
still
losing my mind?
visit the 47 Ronin parchment paper where they all signed in blood today. It's like set up in Japan. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. They sign their names and then in a finger pin and where they cut themselves with their own samurai sword. Sick. Come on, man.
So
That is
dope.
gangster. Imagine wanting to avenge your master as a
So
Ronin
much. Yeah.
that you go and you know that you're going to have to kill yourself.
So
after
a Ronin means that you were a samurai and now you're
Masterless.
and now you're
masterless
Without a master.
exactly. Now you have no master.
Yeah.
So they were Ronin.
You will wander the earth as Ronin.
Yeah.
Samurai with no master. Yeah.
Keanu. I'll do
Very
whatever
good.
I
That
need
was a
to.
perfect impression.
Thank you.
That was really, really good. Anyway, so those are my three big feuds.
What about my impression?
And well,
What about
yours
my
were
impression?
excellent.
Good
by the way. I meant to say
choices.
yours might have been better.
I'm
Anyway,
so glad
I
you
do-
did that 47 Ronin
do-
one. That's a good one, man.
It's a good vendetta,
Yeah, that's
man.
good.
And then
You killed
of
my
course, and
master.
listen, there's no really great jokes about feuds, but I do have a few jokes. Just a
Please,
few.
let's go.
Okay. So, the long-standing feud between the two clothing stores finally finished. It ended in a tie.
Ah.
Okay. That was terrible. Okay, I've got a couple more bad ones. So there was a feud between the boys and girls in the college. So the boys posted that 50% of the girls here are stupid. And the girls got pissed. They went to the administration and got the boys to change the message. They posted a new message. 50% of the girls here are not stupid.
That's so funny. Yeah. That's great. Big change. Big change.
Thank you. Okay. And what is the difference between democracy and feudalism?
Hold up. Is this one I could guess, you think, or no? Okay.
No, you can't guess it. Yeah. So in feudalism, it's your count that votes.
Oh, dope.
That's
dope.
great.
Oh, that's good.
That's good, yeah.
Clever.
Okay. And my last and most terrible joke in the history of this show.
Yeah.
I personally, I have a rival, but I can only fight him when we meet under curved architectural structures. He's my arch enemy.
There he is.
Oh, fuck. That's great. Your arch enemy.
Genius.
I'm like curved architecture because I'm thinking shadows.
I know. Pretty awful. But hey, great show.
pretty
Keep
good.
listening. You guys are the best.
Yeah, thank you,
you.
man. We appreciate it.
Someone hand me
Those
my
are good stories.
goddamn samurai sword.
Oh, that was really good. Wow.
Yeah,
Thank you. Hey, that's all I wanted. There we go.
Yeah.
Sir, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Now do Keanu.
Now do an impression. Oh, he just...
It's okay.
He's gone. All right. God bless him. God bless him. Good man. The news.
Good times. Yeah, what was your favorite feud? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. And real quick, Prince and Michael Jackson had a bit of a feud.
Yeah, I didn't think they actually had a feud. I thought people just kind of were either
It was
on one side or the
extrapolated
other.
by...
Because I know Michael wanted to do a song with Prince, and I know he sent him Bad to do Bad, and Prince was like, this is a hit song without me. Why would I be on a song that it's going to be a hit whether I'm on it or not?
That's not what happened.
No, I heard the story told by the actual producer.
Oh, you damn fool.
on the Bad album special
So
edition.
check it out.
Okay, go
Here's
ahead.
what happened.
Yeah.
That did.
Yeah.
But Quincy Jones insisted, you
Right.
got to be on this album, bro.
Right.
You got to be on this record. So what Prince did was after Mike sent him the record and shit,
Yeah.
he said, there's nothing bad or cool about MJ. He's like, this is bullshit. He redid the song and sent it back to him. I'm not going to be on your song, but this is how it's supposed to sound.
That's wacky.
How fucking nuts is that?
I want to hear that version of it.
I could play it for you right now.
There's no way that
I swear to God.
it's out there.
I have it prepared, as a matter of fact, my guy. Check this out. Quincy Jones invited Prince.
So, and just while you're doing that, if you listen to the song Bad,
1441.
it is obvious where Prince was supposed to be in the song. There's all of these harmonies in the
Oh,
background.
yeah.
The bad, bad, really, really bad. It's in Prince's voice. Bad, bad, really, really. And there's all these backup points and all of these lines in the song where he puts his voice to his register. It's so obvious what Prince's part in the song would be.
Yeah.
So it's funny that he re-recorded it. Yeah.
Watched Prince and Michael over to the house, to Quincy's house for dinner one night. So the phone rings about 5 minutes before they're supposed to meet, and he says, "Hi, Q. Is Prince there yet?" Quincy said, "No, Prince isn't here yet." He said, "Okay." Hangs up. 5 minutes later, the phone rings. It's Prince. "Hey, Q. Is Michael there yet?" "No, he's not here yet." Okay, click. This goes on, I kid you not, for like 20 minutes. Prince and Michael are calling back and forth. Nobody wants to be the first one.
It's so frustrating.
Michael,
So
come
petty.
on, man, stop this, because he knows Michael. They've been together. He
So
doesn't
Quincy's
know
like, come
Prince.
on, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Michael,
He's like,
listen, come on, man. So Michael shows up. 2
That's
seconds later, the
cool.
doorbell rings. Prince walks in. They sit
2
down and
seconds
talk,
after he showed up.
about to have dinner, and Prince says, "I have a question I want to ask about the lyrics." And Quincy said, "Sure." He said,
Quincy Jones is telling the
line
story.
is this right here. Quincy said, "Which line are you talking about?" He said, "This."
A statement to say.
Your
I
bet
couldn't
is mine.
believe that Michael had the nerve to call it I'm bad. He was like, there's nothing badass about him. And he could not let Michael get away with it. He said not only was he not going to sing it with him, he went in the studio and re-recorded what he thought it should be
Yeah.
and sent it back to Michael.
That's crazy.
Like,
I know.
no. And by the way, this is what it should be.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that was the end of that. But that's how Prince was.
So I'll just tell the other stories real quick.
I thought you had the actual song that he recorded.
No,
that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
no, nobody's I was like, I want to hear.
He said one version of Michael Jackson.
I would love to hear what that sounds like.
I thought you were saying like
but listen to Bad
sources.
Again, knowing this, and,
for
and you'll
sure.
hear every Prince part. He still made it without him. He just had someone else do Prince's voice.
So, Jackson kills vocals and wanted to embarrass Prince. Oh yeah. So James Brown has this concert he's doing. He calls Michael Jackson up. Michael Jackson comes up and he does the coolest shit, right?
Yeah.
Vocally amazing.
Yeah.
And then he whispers into James Brown's ear. He's like, "Hey, Prince is here. Call Prince up. Have him come up." And so he's like, "Hey, is the Prince here?" Like he doesn't even know who the fuck Prince is.
That's funny.
James Brown. He's like, "Is the Prince here? Where's the Prince? I heard Michael told me to bring the Prince up here." And so Prince on his bodyguard, on like his shoulders of the bodyguard, gets led to the stage, and he gets off, and so he doesn't know what to do. So he's like, they're all awkward.
Yeah,
grabs a guitar and just fucking shreds.
I've heard that story, or I've seen it. Isn't there a video of it?
There's video of it.
Yeah, because it was during an award show, right?
It was during what's his name's concert, James Brown.
Okay, yeah.
But no, there's video of it. I could play it while I talk.
Yeah, because there's only been a few moments where the two of them have been standing next to each other.
Trying to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just like shreds.
Dude shreds.
Yeah.
Dated LaToya for a little while. Yeah, here it is. Yeah.
James Brown's just a wacky guy.
He's a wild
I love
dude.
that he didn't know.
So he brings up Michael.
Where's the Prince?
Yeah. So brings up Michael, who's like the king.
Yeah.
And Michael goes and just fucking tears up.
Dude, and this is when look at the time period this was. This is Thriller. Oh, look at this. He's the best,
so
dude.
He sang for about 15 seconds.
That voice is unreal.
Then Moon walks off the fucking stage. And then look, whispers to Prince.
In James's ear. And he whispered in James Brown's ear, bring Prince, come on.
James finally says,
Style.
mind you, this is a period of time where Prince is starting to challenge Michael. It's just perfect.
I had no idea that he was going to be called up. Necessarily that.
Something in the back of his 5 years. He's always had this thing that's long.
So he feels like Mike set him up because look what happens.
Love that kind of stuff because he wasn't ready to pass the baton to Michael, Prince, nobody. So he was kind of like, let me see.
James Brown loved the feud because he's like, fuck it, it's still my torch. And then he just shreds. On a bass, bro.
What a moment.
Yeah, I know. James Brown, Michael Jackson, and Prince.
So Prince gets up there. I know. He doesn't know what the hell to do. And he hated the fact that he was up there. Michael Jackson has just freaking worked the stage.
You don't follow Mike, bro? Yeah.
And the thing
After
that
a
Prince can
moonwalk.
do
In this period of time.
Oh, yeah, when he's at the top of the world.
Nobody even knew what a moonwalk was. Like, it was so new.
Look what he
Prince
does.
was at a loss. He really didn't know what to
So he does his total Prince dance shit. It's the most Prince dance you've ever seen. Right? Look at that.
Got on stage and
now
knocked
look.
over that light pole and really messed up badly and
It
embarrassed
wasn't
himself.
tight. Yeah, it
Prince
wasn't
used to
tied
watch
down.
that video. Prince knew exactly.
So it fell in the fight. He
That's
fell into the
hilarious,
crowd,
actually.
which is shitty. So here's some more shit real quick, and then we can wrap it up. So another funny thing is, Thriller, this mini movie.
Yeah.
Prince heard about it and made Purple Rain.
Oh,
The
okay.
movie and the fucking record.
Yeah.
He couldn't let him get away with anything. And so Prince crashed one of Michael's shows by showing up all incognito, though. He's like, we're not going to do nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wear my hoodie. You know, I ain't going to say nothing. I just want to see the show.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, let's get out of here. And then his bodyguard's like, all right, let's go. And Prince like looks at him, gives him like this devious look. He's like, don't do it, man. Like pulls off the hood and everyone, Prince.
Yeah.
Mike's up there singing still. Everybody's 180 turned around staring at fucking Prince.
That's funny.
Another thing he did was he wouldn't be on We Are the World because when Lionel Richie called him, he's like, yeah, I'll even put you next to Michael. Nope. Yeah. Petty. And then
weird.
Quincy Jones invited Prince and Michael to his house because they were supposed to collaborate on Bad. And that's what I showed you.
Yeah.
will.i.am tells a great story of when Chris Tucker and MJ went to Prince's show, and they're there, And Prince goes and he starts shredding in front of Michael's face. Just
yeah.
And then later they go and Will.i.am's there, gets a call. Michael's like, hey, let's go to breakfast. And he's like, all right. And so he comes, knocks on Michael's door. Michael's like, man, why was Prince playing the guitar in my face?
What?
Yeah.
So funny.
It's so funny, dude.
Yeah.
And then Prince was recording when he got news of MJ's passing.
Yeah.
Sent everybody home, locked himself in a room for like 4 days.
I bet.
And then came out and told this author, a friend, he said, for about 6 hours, they sat there and just... Prince just spoke about it, Michael, how he changed the game.
Yeah.
He was the greatest entertainer of all time.
Oh, yeah.
So there was this rivalry, but it was out of mutual respect.
For sure.
That's what's so fucking dope about it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a great fucking story.
Oh, wow.
So cool. A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. Fun talking about feuds, and it's always fun watching them.
Amber Heard's a nut. She shits on beds, and she's a liar.
Crazy.
Fakes bruises.
Crazy story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also...
Sherlock Holmes, Moriarty, that's a fun one.
Dope.
Go watch that movie if you haven't seen it in a while. And thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you for everybody joining us. Thank you for joining us after the fact. If you weren't here live, make sure you comment, like, subscribe. Check out some of the new videos we've been doing on Red Eye. Really appreciate you guys. We're getting a lot of love lately, and a lot of good comments. So thank you. We appreciate it. We love you for it. We'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah, we sure do love you for it, and we will see you Thursday, guys. You're the best. You rock. We appreciate the heck out of you. We will see you Thursday. Go check out those Red Eyes. They're a lot of fun, I think. Yeah. And there's more to come. So we'll have a lot more fun stuff like that for you. Guys, we love you. We'll see you soon. See you on the flippity flop. Later.